So Del Norte has the ball at the 19. Guzman this season has been a workhorse. That was his 84th rush. He's now over 550 yards on the season. Schneider in the shotgun, and oh boy, Alec Waters, who has not gotten first-team snaps until this game, with his second flag here of the first drive.
Yeah, that's not a great way to start the opening drive if you're the Nighthawks. 2 penalties on offense. This is something that Coach Schneider was talking about when I talked to him before the game, is just not getting in 3rd and long and being able to not have these empty drives that we mentioned in pregame.
Yeah, empty drives have been a thorn in the side, especially last week. So this will spot the ball back to the 14. It'll be 3rd and 11. Again, Alec Waters got his first reception 2 weeks ago against Fallbrook in that 4th quarter when the Nighthawks were on the way to the route. And here tonight he gets first-team snaps but picks up 2 flags. Jack in the shotgun. Has time. Look at him stand. Gliding out right. Lets one rip. It's intercepted at the 40-yard line and taken by Preston Conklin, his 2nd of the season, and he gets taken down inside the 20. Conklin picks off Schneider, just Jack's 2nd interception of the season.
You know, John, Jack Schneider was just late with this throw here. He was open. Ashton Tomlinson was open down the middle of the field. It was the right place to go with the football, just on the wrong time. If he would have thrown that ball a little sooner, I think he would have had that completion.
So if you're just joining us, we apologize for the bit of a late start here with the technical difficulties here in Northeast San Diego, but we are ready to roll. What you missed was Del Norte getting 2 flags, Alec Waters getting the start here, and receiver drew 2 flags, and Jack Schneider throwing a pick, his 3rd pick of the season and his first since the La Costa Canyon game. So our opportunity here to see the sophomore Atticus Enriquez hands it off to his brother Adrian, the senior, powering his way for a gain of 4 on the play. Adrian Enriquez has been one of the best running backs in the conference. 105 carries, 900 rushing yards, and 13 touchdowns. He has rushed for 100 or more yards in all but 2 games this season.
Wow. Yeah, he's their workhorse. He's going to get almost 30 carries tonight, what Coach Schneider thinks after talking with him on the phone earlier today. He's got to be a guy you got to stop at the line of scrimmage.
So that sets up a 2nd and 8. Adrian getting 2. Atticus again. Floating out left, lets one rip. It goes to one of his receivers into the end zone for a touchdown. That was Jake Steiner. Just his 2nd reception of the season and his first touchdown. And Ramona strikes first. It's 6-0.
Yeah, you know, that's what Coach Schneider was talking to me about, is just containing Atticus in the pocket, not letting him do the play action. They go to that play action right away without really establishing the run. That was the 2nd play on offense. So credit Ramona actually not just handing the ball off, but getting more dynamic on the offensive side of the football and exposing Del Norte on the edge.
So Ramona got shut out last week at San Marcos. Ironically enough, as the extra point is up and good. Ironically enough, last year, Ramona beat San Marcos in the Division II quarterfinals. San Marcos got their revenge last week, winning 27-0. It was the first time since 2016, 81 games, that Ramona had gotten shut out. But here they are striking first on a Friday night, trying to get back to 2-2 in conference, or 3-1 in conference.
Yeah, you know, John, I think Coach Baldwin for Ramona had a long talk with them this week to let them know we got to come out hot and come out swinging in this first quarter, and they did just that. Credit the Ramona Bulldogs for getting a good coverage on the opening kickoff.
Damon Baldwin
shutting down this Del Norte offense.
Damon Baldwin in his 19th season originally was a pitcher before a injury forced him to pivot to football. And he's done an amazing job here with the Ramona Bulldogs. This is Ryan Remigio on the return, and a 2nd time that he gets dropped, this time at the 13-yard line. Special teams on display. Ryan Dutra with the tackle.
Great job by Ramona getting down there inside the 20-yard line again, and you could just see the Ramona sideline just feeding off the energy of that special teams play, John.
Yeah, this is one of the you know, you go to Del Norte and you're impressed, right, with the home atmosphere. Ramona does a pretty good job rivaling it.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, on the far sideline, a lot of Del Norte fans in attendance. That's good to see as well.
It really is. Ramona's come out, brought their lunch pail tonight, ready to work. So let's see how Del Norte responds. I know Coach Barnett has these guys ready to play, so we'll see what happens here.
Jack Schneider threw a pick. And this time it's going to go nowhere on a run for a loss on the play, actually. A loss of 3. Chris Guzman goes down.
Yeah, John, they were blitzing right there, shooting the gap. And I think Ramona is just not going to let Del Norte run the football tonight. I think they're going to crowd the line of scrimmage. They're going to blitz on obvious running downs, and they're going to force this Del Norte offense to air it out tonight maybe on downs that they're not really thinking about airing it out. So I think Coach Nene is going to dial up a few play calls here moving forward to get this Nighthawk offense going.
So Jack comes out in the shotgun again. Coming into the game, he was completing 68% of his passes. This time he has time. Up the middle, here's Ty Olson reeling it in a foot race with Kyle Pentanod. Can Pentanod catch him? The answer is no. A 90-yard touchdown reception for Ty Olson. And that's a pretty good way to respond if you're the Nighthawks.
You know, I was watching the coverage pre-snap, and I was noticing that Ty Olson was one-on-one with the cornerback, and I saw nobody over the top, and Jack Schneider saw the exact same thing. And obviously I didn't want to talk while the play was going on, but I was not surprised to see Jack Schneider take advantage of that. What a great pitch and catch, great route, and way to finish for Ty Olson, showing his top-end speed, just like he did last week against Mount Carmel.
He had a 72-yard rushing touchdown a week ago. That now eclipses his longest of the season. 43rd catch, now at 861 yards. Trey Coleman with the kick. It's good. We're tied at 7. A couple more notes here after that touchdown pass. Jack Schneider now has 16 touchdown passes, just 3 interceptions. Ty Olson has 11 receiving touchdowns. That's amongst the tops in the county.
Yeah, he's one of the best players, not just receivers, but best players in the county here and maybe even the state. You know, he's a guy that will be playing on Saturdays. You can use him all across the field. We saw last week Coach Nene put him in motion. He had that jet sweep for a touchdown. He just had to, stretch the field vertically with a touchdown. We're going to see Ty Olson all over the field tonight, so this will be fun to watch.
So Del Norte in 2 possessions, throws an interception, gives up a touchdown, gets it back, the football that is, and then gets on the scoreboard.
Yeah, way to respond by Del Norte. Good job by this coaching staff, getting these guys laser focused to come out there after that first drive.
The returners for the Bulldogs are Juan Robles and Jacob Rahr. This one, though, will not be returned, much as all of Trey Coleman's kickoffs do. They go into the back of the end zone, and it's a touchback.
Yeah, Jonathan, I think Ramona could put us back there at returner and not have to worry about us.
Oh, no, I actually think that Trey would want to watch us get lit up on the football field.
Yeah, he might sky kick that one.
Yeah, he might
us.
sacrifice his touchback record here.
Yeah. Well, no, he's another Saturday player, too, so it'll be fun to watch him kick on Saturdays.
It's going to be a Saturday player. It could be a Sunday player.
Could be.
It's been a lot of fun watching him on Friday. So a reminder, next Thursday we'll have a football game on YourView, Channel 4, and online at watch.yourview.com. I'll be on the call with the great Jack Cronin for the finale on TV. Here's a handoff from Atticus to Adrian, the brothers, the Enriquez. And ironically enough, there actually was a third Enriquez, Aslan Enriquez. He was the first to come through the program, ended up graduating last year. So one time you had 3 Enriquez brothers all on Ramona's varsity football team.
They should have called these the Enriquez Bulldogs.
Sure, it's not too far off. That was a stacked formation. Enriquez in trouble. No, he handed it off. We lost the play, and this one is going to go to the house. Kyle Pentanode responds with a huge touchdown, 79 yards.
A lot of fireworks here early, John, and I was fooled just as much as you were. This is
79 yards.
Yeah,
you and I were both looking out on the end.
I was looking at Atticus on the edge, and I was like, does he have the football? And obviously he didn't, and that goes just with the misdirection of this Ramona offense. You know, they tap on your shoulder to steal from your pocket a little bit, and Del Norte's got to stay disciplined in their gaps to know where the ball's going.
4th touchdown of the season for Pentanode, his first for more than 60 yards. And the PAT up and good for Fernando Torres. So A couple of big strikes here early on. Del Norte, though, trails 14-7. 7:41 to go here in the first quarter, and we already have 3 scores. Bit of a different game here to open up than what we saw last week at Mount Carmel.
Yeah, this is surprising to me. I thought this would be more of a slugfest, obviously with the way that Ramona's built. But, credit Ramona for coming out. They were shut out last week, and they took it to heart, and they have got 14 points here in the first quarter. So good job by – actually halfway through the first quarter. So good job by Ramona coming out swinging tonight.
James Nose, number 7, kicking off for the Bulldogs. James Nose.
Del Norte has never beaten Ramona. They're 0-2 all time. This is the first matchup since 2017. More on that here in a moment. Ryan Remigio returns. No, he fumbles. Gets it back at the 15 and continues to push here across the 20. So actually, despite the rough start right there, his best return on his 3rd of the evening.
Yeah, they're outside the 20-yard line. And
a bit of a sigh of relief there for Jack.
Yeah, but you know what? This is better starting field position for the Del Norte offense. And if you're some of the leaders on Del Norte right now, you need to grab guys by the face mask and you say, hey, let's go, right? We're 7-1 for a reason right now. And obviously we had a big explosive play the last time they were on the field. But they need to put something together here to really establish this offense and let Ramona know, hey, we're here to play, right? So I'll be excited to see how the Del Norte offense responds here. Look for them to run the ball a little bit, but they're also going to be aggressive and push this ball downfield.
Nighthawks trying to extend their win streak to 7 games. Their last lost August 25th at La Costa Canyon. Jack Schneider back out there. Chris Guzman with him as well. We're seeing the depth of receivers. Haven't seen Ashton Tomlinson so far. Schneider takes the snap, and he gets swallowed up in the backfield. A very quick sack right there by Jake Steiner.
Yeah, we've called his name a couple times tonight. And John, they only brought 4 guys. And that's really concerning if you're Del Norte. If they can get there with 4 and you have 5 protecting, that's not a good thing. Not a good thing because they can put 7 back in coverage. So Del Norte, that wasn't a good play by you. You'll see how they respond here and bounce back.
7 minutes to go, quarter number 1. 14-7, Nighthawks trail. This is possession number 3. That was a loss of 7 on the play. 2nd and 17 for Jack Schneider. Defense getting a little antsy. I think he may have gotten them there. No neutral zone flag thrown, so the snap continues. Schneider out wide, has a man. It's caught up the middle. And there's Ashton Tomlinson reeling it in. Out across the 30. He's down at the 34. That's a gain of about 18 on the play.
Yeah, that's just veteran quarterback play. Jack Schneider was realizing that they're disguising their looks on defense. So what he did is he did a little bit of a hard count here. Realized that they're blitzing, burned them on the blitz, quick throw, 1, 2, 3 step, balls out. Ashton Tomlinson finishing, making the catch look easy. Great job by that offense.
21st reception for Ashton. Does have a touchdown in the year. That was against Rancho Bernardo. Now over 320 yards. Handoff, no play action from Chris Guzman. And again up the middle, Ashton Tomlinson, big number 1, crossing midfield. He's down at the 42-yard line. And so they recognize that Ty Olson may be getting some extra attention from the defense. It opens up the middle, and Ashton Tomlinson reels in a 2nd consecutive pass.
Yeah, we talked about that before the game, that some of these guys are going to have opportunities if they're going to double tie. So that was just pretty much the same play as they did last time, except for that play action. But Ashton Tomlinson just ran up the seam. Great job by Schneider, hitting him in stride. A couple big plays here by Del Norte.
And they are rolling now. 1st and 10 from the 42. Clock at 5:40 and counting first quarter. Schneider to Guzman. This time Chris has some space, but quickly gets stifled up that gap. A gain of 2 on the run.
Yeah, it looks like they're using the pass to soften up the run here, right? Sometimes you use the run to open up the pass. Right now, Del Norte is throwing the ball pretty well here in the first quarter. And now they're keeping Ramona on their heels, not burning them on the blitz. Gets them off the ball a little bit, and then they're going to try to run the ball here. So
Chris has been the most productive back. He actually got a shout out on KUSI this week. Well deserved for Chris, who has been again really a bright spot here. Now they're going to load up the backfield. Remigio to the left, Guzman to the right. Jack Schneider in between. Olsen in isolation on your left. On the move is Ashton Tomlinson. He takes the pitch, gets a couple of blocks, tries to skitter across the 40, but he gets stopped, and that's no gain on the play. Some stifling defense from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think Tomlinson was trying to cut it up there, and he was kind of indecisive whether he was going to keep going around the edge or cut up field, but I like what Del Norte is trying to do here. They're trying to stretch the field in all different ways here from sideline to sideline, forcing Ramona to cover every blade of turf on this football field.
So 3rd and 8 now here for the offense. A Del Norte team that converts 3rd down about 60% clip. These two teams last matched up on November 3rd, 2017. Del Norte lost that one 49-0. The year before that, they lost 42-14. Those were the only 2 games these two teams have ever played. So if Del Norte can eclipse 14 points, they've already scored more points than they've ever scored against Ramona. Schneider dancing his way out of the pocket, finds space out wide. And he will get across the line to gain. And then some. He fumbled the football. I think he might have been down. They're going to call it down. And a sigh of relief ruminating from the visiting stands.
If you blitz Jack Schneider and you don't get there, that's trouble. And he made you pay for it. And he just, ran up the field and converted on a first down. That's just a great job recognizing Ty Olsen wasn't open. Nobody was really open, to be honest. And he just made a good decision and got the first down and lived to see another day instead of forcing a bad throw. It's
his ability to extend plays, that has been a huge development in this game this season. Reminds me of a couple of guys I watched on Saturday. Here's Jack again, line giving him time, dancing away, and he's past the line of scrimmage, so he'll get out of bounds after a push for a gain of about 3 instead of a 2nd and 7.
That was well defended by Ramona. They had a safety up top, and they didn't let anyone behind them, and they had everything pretty covered up. And again, Jack Schneider just not forcing the football. So that's just a good job by getting what you can, taking what the defense gives you, and making it a 2nd and manageable here.
Setback gain of 3.
Check out the replay right here. And again, just brought him. This was the two plays ago when he danced his way to that first down. Good recognition with the pressure coming. In the shotgun, Guzman to his left. And a flag will be thrown. I think a delay of game. No, false start. Somebody moved.
Yeah, these penalties for Del Norte, you're just killing yourself here. You can't have these penalties on offense. It's just moving in the wrong direction. So the leadership here has to step up and right the ship for Del Norte trying to punch this in.
So from 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 13 now. Ball back at the 31 in Bulldog territory. 2:25 to go here in the first quarter. Jack. All sorts of time, but his line of vision gets obscured. Lets one rip again. He has a man. It is caught inside the 10. Into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Is that Alec Waters?
I think it is, number 83.
Yeah, that's Alec Waters getting his first touchdown of the season.
31-yard touchdown pass.
That was just a great job extending the play. We saw it from the last few plays. Jack Schneider extending the plays, moving around in the pocket, recognizing that guy's open, and throwing the ball on the money. And a great job by Alec Waters finishing that catch and putting it in the end zone.
He was 1 for 11 against Fallbrook in the opening drive. He costed his offense 2 big flags, but he makes up for it in a big way. This is the backup kicker, Connor Miller, getting the PAT attempt.
Yeah, we've talked to Coach Barnett before. I think they're going to switch off PATs tonight. I think there's a lot of scouts and coaches.
I mean, look, when you have the depth of kicking that you have at Del Norte, you might as well use them.
It's a luxury, John, and I'll tell you what, you watch a lot of high school football games, and not every team has solid specialists.
I'll get to that here in a second, that response, but look at this pass. I mean, the time that he was able to create for himself.
Yes, he just steps up in the pocket, doesn't force anything, finds the open man. It's hard to cover for 7 seconds at any level, and when you don't get there with your original pass rush and you let Jack Schneider extend the play, he's going to make you pay for it.
Here's Trey Coleman. So last night I called Mission Hills and El Camino on local television, Cox Channel 4, Spectrum Channel 4 online, which is the same place that you'll be able to watch Del Norte on Thursday against San Marcos. And Mission Hills didn't have a kick. They don't have a kicker. So they were going for it on 4th downs, or they were punting it from the 20-yard line, trying to pin El Camino deep in their own territory. It ended up working and they won, but it made me realize how fortunate it is to have even one good kicker, much less 2.
And a good snapper, right?
Oh, you got to. That's the other part of the equation, right? If you don't trust the pieces around the kicker.
Right. No, absolutely. 100%.
Another look at the touchback here. And Enriquez is going to keep it himself out wide. He'll get pushed out somewhere near the 22, and then some shoving inside the Ramona bench.
Yeah, it looks like what Ramona's doing is they're running up to the ball really quickly, and I think Del Norte's defense has their lineup is set up depending on how Ramona's offense is lined up. So they're trying to figure out, where a few offensive linemen are positioned for Ramona, and that's how they set up their defense. So, yeah, you can see Adrian Gonzalez run over.
Yeah, Enriquez, this time that quick handoff. They scored the last time they did this.
Right. I didn't fall for that. I went with the
yeah, me neither. That's a gain of 4 on the play. So with 2 minutes to go in the quarter, Pat Nod able to get his team to a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, Del Norte defended that a lot better. They learned from that last explosive play.
So we've seen Enriquez with the carry. That's Atticus, the sophomore. His brother has had a couple of himself up the middle, and Kyle Pentanod. Oh, boy, did you see that? Well, that was I think it's a wildcat snap because it didn't go to Enriquez. They all jumped as if the ball was high, and then it's a direct snap to Kyle Pentanod, and he gets 3 yards and a first down. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Watch it again here on the replay. Watch the guys behind Kyle Pentanod. They jump as if the snap goes over their head.
Yeah, that's, again, kind of falls in line with my saying of tapping on your shoulder to steal from your pocket. I mean, they're trying to do, and the thing is when you're not as talented, and I hate to say that, but when you don't have as many
Are you
weapons.
going to say the word gimmick?
Yeah, you have to, a little bit.
You just got to go deep into your playbook. Here's Adrian Enriquez, the older brother, on delayed handoff, getting 6 out of the run. And they do have really good skill position players, but they're missing their key piece in Jamil Kassab. I saw him their first game of the season. He was fantastic, and he is just as advertised, a dynamic, elite wide receiver defensive back combo. Unfortunately, he went down with a season-ending injury last week against San Marcos, and so this team has to change up their game plan here. Here's the sophomore Enriquez again, handing it off to his brother Atticus to Adrian. This time the pile ensues, and it's a gain of 1.5 on the play. Clock trickling under 45 seconds.
Yeah, that's what we call the old pin and pull, right? You pin on the backside of the play. You pull a couple, 1 or 2 guards and tackles, and you just kick out and you clear. And eventually, hopefully, for Ramona, we'll see them turn up the field. But they're going to keep doing that tonight a lot and try to wear down this Del Norte defense.
Clock at 20 seconds and counting. 3rd and 4 for the sophomore quarterback. In the shotgun, his brother to his right. Looking to pass. Quick snap, quick pitch, quick catch, and no, it's actually incomplete. The pass was intended for Jacob Rahr, and it drops incomplete. So 4th and 4. Defense may have come up with a stop here with 9 seconds to go in the quarter.
Yeah, credit Ramona for throwing the football.
It looks like they might be going for this here.
Oh, yeah, that was 3rd down.
Yeah, here's the look again, and it was a good, quick pitch and catch opportunity, just unable to convert. And with 9.4, Ramona's going to call a timeout.
It's a tie ball game here. Tie ball game here. I think you play it safe, and this is maybe where specialists come in, in handy here if you got a good kicker, punter, long snapper to flip the field here. But it's near the end of the first, and near the end of the first quarter, tie game.
Yeah, but I also think you're playing to win. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin, delighted to be with you here in Ramona, Northeast San Diego. 14-14 score, 9 minutes to go, but Coach Barnett has proven his aggressive nature this season. Maybe Coach Baldwin is thinking along the same lines here.
Possibly, but, with an offense like Del Norte's, to give them field position like this, they can score in one play from 75 yards like they've already shown tonight. I would be very surprised if they went for it here. It looks like they're going to punt it away.
Yeah, and they end up making the decision to play it safe, taking Drew's advice, not mine. Jack Christensen will be back to receive the punt. And the punter is Kyle Patnod. He does a bit of everything, plays defensive back. We saw him in the running game, the receiving game. Here he is punting the football from the 25-yard line. Pretty good punt here. Christensen with a fair catch call, lets it drop, and will be eventually touched down here at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, great job by Ramona flipping the field. I mean, if you're Del Norte, you probably should have caught that ball, ran up and caught that ball to not let it bounce a few more, but at least at the end of the play, you remain in possession of the football, and that's probably the most important thing for kickoffs and punts.
So that's how the first quarter will conclude. It's 14-14, and we have seen fireworks on both sides. 2 receiving touchdowns for Del Norte, 1 from Ty Olson that went for 90 yards, 1 for Alec Waters that went 31 yards. On the other side, we saw a rushing touchdown by Kyle Pentanod and a rushing touchdown by.
I think it was receiving touchdown.
Or it was it was a receiving touchdown by Jacob Rar. Correct.
Right.
Good call there. That was while we were experiencing our technical difficulties. So I was already trying to delete that from my brain.
No, you're okay. I got you.
That's why we have you.
A lot of fireworks. 28 points in the first quarter for a high school football game is impressive.
I know. It feels like we're in 4th of July right now.
Yeah.
With all the fireworks going on.
Feels like it out here in Ramona, doesn't it?
Right? You have the barbecue smell in the air. It's warm.
Yeah.
You got the fans really injecting the energy here into the game. All right, here we go. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Nighthawks.
Opening the second quarter.
Jack Schneider
Nighthawks
with his 16th and 17th passing touchdowns of the season in the first quarter. Remigio out there to block. Schneider trying to get out of trouble, can't. And he's dropped for a sack on the play.
Yeah. Ramona's doing a great job disguising their defense. They come out showing man, and then they drop into his zone. And you think they're crowding the line of scrimmage to stop the run, and then they completely drop everyone back. And that was the coverage sack. So credit Ramona's defense for that.
That's the sophomore Ryan Mallinson picking up his first sack of the season. And you're right, it was coverage because he actually dropped off right there and found Jack on that turn. So it's a loss of 4, 2nd and 14. 40 seconds into quarter number 2. Del Norte back at home on Thursday, senior night on YourView. If you can't get out there, watch it on Channel 4 or on watch.yourview.com. Ramona will host Fallbrook for their regular season finale. Both teams looking towards the postseason, but Palomar League still in contention as Jack Schneider gets sacked again. This time it's Jake Steiner, his first sack here tonight.
Yeah, I think the running back just missed the block there. Ryan Remigio tried to step up and take on the linebacker. Credit Ramona doing a great move on the running back and sack the quarterback there. They're getting pressure on him tonight.
The line to gain is the 30.
After that sack, it's now
The line of scrimmage is the 10. It's 3rd and 21. It's actually at the 19, or at the 9 rather. So it's 3rd and 21, 10 and a half to go here in the first half.
These are the situations that they want to avoid, this 3rd and long. So let's see what they do here.
Ramona will receive the ball coming out of the second half, or the halftime break. Play action. Tomlinson able to keep it on his fingertips, but he is down short of the line to gain at the 25-yard line. So he gets some back. Really good catch by Tomlinson, but not enough space there, and the Nighthawks will have to punt this one away.
Yeah, I think they, just got some breathing room for this punt team, and they're going to have to go back to the drawing board here if you're Del Norte to get this offense, get it right here. So good job just taking what they're giving them, and we'll see them come back tonight hot.
4th and 6. Trey Coleman also doing the punting duties. Normally it would be Jamil Kassab as the punt returner, but with his season-ending injury, it would be Atticus and it would be a guy who I don't have on my roster. We'll try to get a name for number 12. Nonetheless, he doesn't touch the football. It drops to the 30, and it'll be 70 yards to the paint for Ramona. So both teams with a punt. Del Norte did have an interception on their first drive of the ball game, but both teams have found the end zone twice. What do we expect to see here from the Bulldogs offensively?
Well, I thought they would be really, really run-heavy this game, and they've done a little bit of both. They've done some play action. They've thrown the ball short a couple times. I think they're just going to continue handing the ball off to number 33, Adrian Enriquez, and I think they're going to do a lot more misdirection, so we'll see.
Enriquez here in the shotgun, has an H-back and his brother to his left. He hands it off to Adrian, who chugs up the middle and gets a gain of 5.
Yeah, nice hole there on the right side. And this offensive line is doing a good job getting a hat on the hat. They got a guy lead blocking up the hole, and they got a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, these quick handoffs making things difficult for Del Norte's defensive line.
Yeah, they just pull the left guard, gets up the hole, gets 5 yards. They're going to try to wear down this Del Norte defense, play by play.
2nd and 5. That's my job. And another handoff here. Adrian Enriquez able to get a gain of 3. That'll set up a 3rd and 2. I'm telling you, this guy is just so productive this season. Almost never gets taken down for losses. I mentioned that he's rushed for 100 or more yards 5 of the 7 games so far this year. He also had a 3 rushing touchdown game against Vista in the opener, and he had a 5 touchdown game at Mount Carmel 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think he had 123 yards last week, even in a shutout.
In a shutout against San Marcos on the road.
On the road.
On the road. 3rd and 2. And here comes the trickery. It's going to be
false start.
Yeah, offset eye and a good catch right there as a Moth tries to tackle me on the play.
Yeah, I've been being a landing pad for some of these Moths. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
whoa, that's a big one. You see that one?
We're facing our fears. Oh, thank you for that. Let's see. Can we get a camera shot of the Moths up top?
We just saw something.
We're trying to bring you into our experience here. We're having a great time.
We're loving it up here.
Oh, the temperature's beautiful. We're in like the high 70s low. Look at that. That's right above our heads. So if you need a little extra protein, a couple of those are probably going to land on you throughout the evening.
Wherever you can get it.
All right, 3rd and 7 after the false start. The sophomore Enriquez rolling out right, quick catch by Kyle Pentanod, and then he reverses way to the left on the shoestring, stays alive. Out to the 30 he goes. He's finally taken down. Out across the 25 on the tackle was Charlie Bowers. But a huge reception for Kyle Pentanod. His evening of phenomenal play continues.
Yeah, great job by Ramona getting their guys in space. You saw that they had 2 guys split out wide, and I thought maybe they'd throw the ball downfield, and it was just hat on a hat for the receivers. Linemen get out in space, and they had 3 guys out to the right. It's a great job by getting the playmaker in space.
1st and 10 from the 21 after the huge gain by Kyle Pentanode. He had a season high 9 for 116 rushing against Mount Carmel, but gets it done in the receiving game as well. Last year only 286 rushing yards. Also had 40 tackles last year. Here's a handoff to Adrian Enriquez, trying to break loose, almost did for a moment. Gets 11 out of it and sets up a 1st and 10 from the 11.
Yeah, don't you just feel that Adrian Enriquez is just ready to get in the end zone right now? I mean, he's been handed the ball tonight probably around 5 to 10 times at least, and this is what he does to teams. He breaks them down, he wears them down, and then gets in the end zone.
1st and goal from the 10. Quick handoff here, and a gain of maybe 1 or 2 out of it. That was a delayed handoff.
Yeah, that was one of those plays where they send Atticus out to the wide side of the field and hand it off underneath.
Yeah, that was Kirk Mitchell, the tight end, who got the handoff right there. Mitchell will jog off. Pentanod as well. 2nd and 8 here for the offense. 6 minutes to go in the first half, 14-14. A stalemate that the Bulldogs are trying to break. Enriquez again. After the shift, they line up in that single back formation. It's a pitch and another false start. 2nd time they've done that here on this drive.
You know, John, sometimes when you have a lot of dancing around and trickery, sometimes you trick yourself. And obviously we've seen that a couple times here tonight. But I know they practice this all the time, but sometimes you just got to line up and play football. You know what I mean?
Just get back to the X's and O's, the fundamentals.
Just put your hand in the dirt.
But you know what's interesting about how Ramona's playing their offense? This is unlike Ramona. Ramona has built their style, their brand of football on ground and pound, traditional style football. This is really unlike Coach Baldwin. But again, it's because they're shorthanded and they have to change the identity of their offense. So an empty backfield, in motion comes Day, up the middle, a pass, and it's complete. A touchdown for the Bulldogs. And this time it is the tight end, Kirk Mitchell. His 1st touchdown of the season. And the Bulldogs lead 20-14 prior to the PAT.
Yeah, you said it, John. They've become more dynamic here tonight. I think it was a big wake-up call last week, not scoring any points, and so Coach Baldwin went back to the pen and paper and the X's and O's and thought, okay, I got to mix things up. So that's just a great job by getting some misdirection, getting some confusion, sneaking a guy out, the tight end out from the line of scrimmage, and he was wide open there.
Fernando Torres on the PAT. Good snap, good hold, kick is up and good. 21-14. A lengthy drive that ends with a touchdown with 5:19 to go here in the first half. And boy, Drew, these teams trading punches, but because Del Norte started with the football and turned it over, they're playing right now with their backs against the wall a little bit.
They are, and, you know, I think this is an unfamiliar position for Del Norte. They're used to pouring it on these teams a little bit and not being down so much here early in the game. So this is going to be a great test for Del Norte and this coaching staff to see what they're made of. You know, I mean, these leaders here on Del Norte, you know, they've scored 34, 35 points a game. They might be scoring 42, 40, 48 tonight to win this one. So, you know, this team's got to rally around the seniors and get it going.
They are targeting Ryan Remigio this time. It's cleanly caught by Remigio at the 20, and he pushes up to the 30, so a good return here. Interestingly enough, so Ramona's back in the Palomar League. They made their name here in the middle 2010s. Then they had some rough seasons. They dropped to the Valley League. Then they go to the Division III championship in 2021. They go to the Division II championship last year. They lose to Granite Hills, who's currently the number 4 team in San Diego, though that could change because they're playing Helix right now. We'll update you maybe on that score and also the San Marcos score. And now here they are. They're back in Division I, but they're right now seeded as the number 10 team in Division I, which is fine because they are still in the postseason. They played Carlsbad. They played Poway. They have some really good, tough games that they've played on their schedule that have allowed them to build up this resume and the strength of schedule, as Schneider is able to find Ty Olson out there at the 38, maybe the 39, a gain of 7 on the play. But going back to painting the scene, right now Del Norte is at the top of the Division II polls. They're number 10 in the section, according to Max Preps, which is what the section is going to use, but they're number 1 in Division II. It does not look like Rancho Bernardo, who is number 2, is going to be able to catch them. So it's pretty safe to say that Del Norte has a bye in a home game for the Division II postseason. But right now you're playing for the Palomar League Championship. Ramona losing last week to San Marcos leaves Del Norte and San Marcos as the only undefeated teams in the conference, and they meet next week. So this game is pivotal for the Nighthawks. 2nd and 3. It's a delayed handoff, and Anthony Matar, the freshman, on his first carry, gets a yard out of it, despite being stuffed immediately.
Yeah, you know, John, like you were just mentioning, you know, Ramona's had those games and those teams that they've played, and I think that's really built the confidence for this team to go here at home tonight, senior night, and make a statement. This is a statement win for Ramona if they can get it here at their home field, and realizing, hey, we can play with anyone, right? And I think credit Coach Baldwin. He had these guys coming out hot tonight after getting shut out last week, and he's not going to put up with that as a head coach. So give all the credit to Ramona right now. They're shutting down this run game for Del Norte, forcing them to really compete.
Another game where 2 former NFL players are matching up. Coach Baldwin played in the NFL. He played in the NFL Europe team. This is a bad snap. Schneider tracks it down. He's maybe just going to have to get rid of it. He does. And a flag is also thrown at the 40-yard line. I think we might get a hold as well. But on 3rd and 2, it's going to be interesting to see what the decision here is.
Yeah, they're just shooting themselves in the foot here, John. I mean, this offense has, you know, become somewhat one-dimensional. I mean, the run game really hasn't been there so much. They've thrown the ball pretty well, but Ramona's contained them enough here to have a lead.
So officials will converse. I just want to go back here really quickly. You talk about the strength of schedule, and it's there. That Poway game back on September 8th. Oh, it's a personal foul against Del Norte. Completely away from the play. Now, if Coach Baldwin accepts it, it'll be 15 yards from the spot of the foul, but a replay of the 3rd down.
And they're going to look like they're going to accept it. And I would do the same thing here.
Instead of let it be a 4th and 2?
Yeah, because we know how aggressive Coach Barnett can be, especially kind of in this middle, somewhat of the.
And we know Coach Baldwin's done his homework on Coach Barnett.
Definitely. So this is actually a sign that Ramona doesn't think so highly of Del Norte's offense right now, and they are confident on defense to be able to stop them here on a 3rd and long, because they've already done that tonight a few times. So.
Right. So speaking of Coach Baldwin, in 1995, he coached Rancho Bernardo to a CIF title and played for London's Europe football team in the same year. Not a bad year. Schneider out far side. Olsen in space. It's going to be just shy back at the 40. They needed the 43. That'll set up a 4th and 3. And how much do you trust your offensive line to give Jacker a running back space here, not that much, and they're going to probably punt this one away.
Yeah, they haven't been able to run the football very effectively all night, and so I think Del Norte's realized that, and, they're not going to be as aggressive here. I think this is the right call. You have a lot of football left to play. You're down a touchdown. Just put the ball away, force them to out, play good defense, get the ball back.
3:30.
In Canadian rosters, so they usually don't use another guy like me. Shocking.
That they didn't want to use. It's funny though because I asked because one of my bucket list items, not necessarily like a World Cup or something, but I would love to go spend a year calling soccer or basketball in Australia or England or something.
That would be really good.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd have to study a little more up on.
Oh, you want to come with me? Is that what it is? Oh, well, you're right. This was me extending an invitation to you, Drew.
Well, I'd have to get permission from somebody, but.
Okay, we'll do it in Brazil. I have family down there. It's all good. So that was a really good punt, by the way, by Trey Coleman. That brings the ball to the 8. And so Ramona, with 3:18 to go here in the quarter, is going to have to go 92 yards to try and get back into the end zone. They orchestrated a fantastic drive the previous time they had the football. And we'll see what the offense has in store. Atticus Enriquez in the shotgun. Hands it off to Adrian Enriquez. Out to the right side of the field, which is the near side from that perspective, and he gets short gain.
Yeah, Coach Baldwin for Ramona has done a great job play calling tonight. He's really mixed up this offense. He's got them throwing the ball a little bit. He's got them stretching to the sideline. He's got, pulling guards, running up the middle. I mean, he spread the ball around tonight. I thought this was going to be mainly the Adrian Enriquez show, but he's gotten Kyle Pentanot involved and a few other guys.
The board says 2nd and 8. The spot is back at the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. This time it's a quick handoff to the fullback. And a good gang tackle here by the Nighthawks to stifle that carry. That was Ryan Dutra, the up back, getting his 29th carry of the season. He does have 3 touchdowns. Season high was 10 rushes for 102 yards back in game number 2 of the season against Central.
This is a big 3rd down here for Del Norte because if they can get a stop here, they get the ball back, maybe get some momentum going into halftime. So Del Norte is going to really buckle up here and get a stop.
Ramona gets the ball back out of the halftime break. It's 3rd and 5 from the 13. Shotgun here. It's a handoff. Enriquez trying to get across that line. He'll be stopped about a yard short. Good job by the Nighthawks to stand tall right there. It'll be 4th and 1 here with 1:45 and counting.
Del Norte have any timeouts left?
Yeah, they have 2.
Oh, they maybe save them for
the board. The board doesn't always reflect what's going on the field.
You know what? It does say 2, but some of the bulbs are missing.
That's what it is. It looks like 1.5. So it's going to be 4th and 1, and it seems as though maybe a pooch punt, but the Bulldog offense remains on the football field with 1:15 and counting.
Yeah, this is surprising.
I think they're going to try and melt that clock and then call the timeout.
Yeah.
Yep, and there's the timeout here by the Bulldogs. So their 2nd timeout for Coach Baldwin with 70 seconds to go here in the half.
Yeah. Del Norte is going to get a shot here with the football before half, and if they can just get in field goal range, right? I mean, they have one of the best kickers in San Diego. Actually, probably the best kicker.
Yeah.
The best kicker in San Diego. Coupled with one of the best snappers in San Diego and best holders in San Diego.
And an amazing holder, yep.
Yeah. So if they can get in field goal range, that would be really big for this team to get some points on the board before half. I know it's only a 1-possession game right now, but they always want to make something happen here and on the half on a high note.
Del Norte searching for their first championship in school history on the football field. Ramona did it back in 1970 and 1973. They made the 2021 D3 championship and the 2022 D2 championship. It's going to be quite difficult to make it to the D1 championship, albeit not impossible. Mission Hills and Cathedral Catholic look to be the 1 and 2 seeds as it sits right now in D1. San Marcos in the mix, El Camino in the mix. Ramona should be represented in the Division I postseason, though I don't think they'll be one of the top 4 seeds. And Coach Baldwin will use another timeout here, I believe.
Timeout call by the
So
Bulldogs.
they did not come out in a punt formation, obviously. I think they lined up to see if Del Norte would jump.
On 4th and 1
And
makes sense.
they didn't jump, and now they're probably going to, yeah, there they go. Now they're going
And you tell, as a coach, you tell your defense, like, don't, unless the ball moves,
Curtis Garicki,
this is the most important part
Right.
for you to stand still the entire time.
Yeah, just watch the football. Don't get fooled.
fullback Ryan Dutra is recognized as Antoinette Rodriguez.
So now the punting crew comes out.
Ryan
Kyle
Buckfield
Pentanode,
showing out to
the
Miles
punter,
Tucky.
Jack Christensen, the returner. Jack lines up
Bulldogs in.
back at the 45.
If I'm Del Norte, you should go after this punt right here.
Pentanode right at the 2-yard line. He's got a couple of big blockers there. It's a slow punt, almost blocked by Caden Barnett. Christensen fields. Upfield he goes and only gets about 5 or 6 from the spot of the return. But nonetheless, Del Norte in Bulldog territory with plenty of time. 1:06 to go here in half number 1.
Yeah, plenty of time left on the clock, especially for Jack Snyder and company. We saw how explosive this pass game is. Look for them to work the sidelines a little bit. You still have 2 timeouts. So this is easy for them to get in field goal range at least and get some points on the board.
And points are obviously the name of the game right now. So this would be a 60-yard field goal if they decided, right? Believe it or not, I have faith in Trey Coleman to make that. I think all of you do too, if you know who Trey Coleman is. Obviously, you probably want to get this inside the 50, 45-ish yard is probably where you're more comfortable.
You know, you have that conversation with your coach before the game.
Looks like there might be an outside blitz here. And it comes. Schneider out. Tomlinson in. Makes the catch. Close to the 30. It takes a pair of Bulldogs to tackle him. A gain of 12 on the 3rd reception for Ashton Tomlinson. Coach Barnett will use a timeout here with 59 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's just a great job by Jack Schneider. He's just a veteran out there. He's realizing that the defense is lining up. They're somewhat disguising what they're going to do. So he does a hard count again, and they fall for it. He says, "Oh, okay, you guys are bringing heat over here. 1, 2, 3. Tomlinson's open."
You know what's fascinating? That is really more of a professional style offense.
Absolutely.
You don't see those hard counts in high school that much.
And you know, it comes from the offensive coordinator, Legadu Nane. I mean, he played professional football for 6 years, so he has these type of formations and these type of reads and these type of options for Jack Schneider and company.
Legadu in his first season, Portland native, chose Boise State to play quarterback, ended up switching to wide receiver, 5th-round draft pick by the San Diego Chargers in 07.
I did not know he used to play quarterback. Not surprised.
Caught his first touchdown pass against Kansas City. He actually threw a flea flicker to LaDainian Tomlinson. Here's a pass on the far side. It's not a flea flicker. It's just Jack Schneider to Ty Olson.
Yep.
A gain of 7.
Working the sidelines there, get out of bounds. Great job. Great clock management. You got plenty of time. And right now, I believe it's 2nd and short, right?
2nd and about 4.
Yeah, so right now, the whole entire playbook's opened up, right? You can do so many things. You can still run the football here if you want. You know, you can do some play action. You can get Jack Schneider in space here, rolling out to the wide side of the field. And, you know, I think this might be some time for T-Bex here. This might be his time to get involved. You see him at
all the way out to the right.
All the way out to the right.
Yeah, Tomlinson in the slot. Out on the left, you have Waters and Olson. 2nd and 3, 50 seconds to go. Line collapsing. Back of the end zone, Olson, and it's incomplete. That ball was floating, and you could hear the crowd on Ramona's side holding their breath. And the biggest sigh of relief I have ever heard in the home stands being released as Olson, a rare drop for the star wide receiver.
I was just about to say a rare sighting to see number 5 let that ball go through his fingertips. He kind of alligator armed that ball, and very rare to see. Yeah, that's right, alligator, gator chomp, go Gators.
You went to Florida?
Me? It's been a few years there. But that was a great throw by Jack Schneider again. I mean, I think he did a little double move there on the outside, and he was open.
3rd and 3, 45 seconds to go. Shotgun for Jack. This time it's up the middle, high pass. It's caught. Olson inside the 10. Del Norte does have a timeout, and I think they will use it. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 7-yard line.
Yeah, and kudos to Del Norte going right back to Ty Olson, right? We don't not lost any confidence in you, and they just ran him up somewhat of a seam route, inside release.
So what do you make of them switching him from the outside spot to the slot on that play.
I'm not surprised. They're going to move him around the field all night tonight. I mean, and they do that. They've been doing that all season. So it's just a great job. It's just an inside release. It ties in the slot here.
And he throws it high.
Yeah, he puts it only where his guy can get it, right? And there's 3 or 4 defenders around there, and he hits him in stride, right? The accuracy with the football by Jack Schneider to get him in stride, and great job by Ty Olson just, realizing, okay, I'm going to go up and get it. I might take a hit in a few steps, embraces himself, and gets positive yardage. That's just a great offensive play call, too. It's just a great.
So this drive started on the Bulldog 43. We're 30 seconds later, and Del Norte is on the Bulldog 7 with first down.
Yeah, and Del Norte needed this. I mean, they had some struggles on offense tonight. I mean, obviously the scoreboard doesn't necessarily reflect that, but with penalties and turnovers, and this is important for them to punch this in.
Guzman is out there. Left slot, you have Braxton Jones. Tomlinson in the right slot, Becker to his right. Schneider was looking that way, but he gets swallowed up. No timeouts, 34 seconds to go. Clock is running. Sack was made by Colton Simpson.
No, I think they had one timeout.
Maybe they did have. Oh, no, you're right, because the Bulldogs used that. Okay, yeah. I mistook one of the Bulldog timeouts as a Nighthawk timeout. They're not even going to bring the team to the sideline. Well, actually, Coach Baldwin is checking. The board still shows both teams with 3 timeouts, so that's not indicative.
That was not a good thing to take a sack right there, and that's not all Jack Schneider's fault. Ramona's smart. They knew to bring pressure there. They knew they were going to have to want to throw the ball. I mean, ideally throw the ball in that situation and not run the clock more. But great job by Ramona getting pressure. They brought the heat. They got the sack, forcing Del Norte to call their last timeout.
So it's a loss of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 12 here. There was a penalty, an illegal procedure against Del Norte, but it is declined. Because it would have been a loss of 5. Instead, it's a loss of 6 on the sack. And you get the stat here for your guy if you're Ramona. What are you drawing up here?
I think you got to have something pretty quick developing. I mean, you can't have something that's going to take a while to develop. So I think they've been doing these quick hitters all night. You sent Ashton Tomlinson Dukes, a couple quick hitters up the middle of the field. I think they're going to take a few shots at the end zone here.
Tomlinson on the right in the slot. Becker to his right out wide. Braxton Jones in the left slot. Olsen out wide to the left. Schneider looking to Olsen. Stepping up. Schneider with space. Now to the right. Directing traffic. Jack Schneider is in. Touchdown, Nighthawks. 13-yard touchdown run for Jack Schneider. His 5th rushing touchdown of the season. And with 24 seconds to go, Del Norte is a PAT away from tying this football game.
Yeah, that was a great job by Schneider. But, again, they did a quick hit play. I mean, Ashton Tomlinson did the same route he's been doing most of the night. Just runs up the middle of the field and flashes inside. Jack maybe had it, didn't love it, extended the play with his feet, punched it in for the end zone.
2 passing touchdowns last week against Mount Carmel. Didn't have a rushing touchdown. Good snap, good hold, good kick. We're tied at 21. And this time, Jack, he ripped off that 33-yard touchdown run against Fallbrook 2 weeks ago, if you remember, in a pretty similar fashion to that one.
Right. I mean, there was a safety over the top, right? So if he would have thrown that to Ashton would have probably taken a lick, and he had to throw that ball on time. And if he didn't like it, he didn't throw it, he knew that if it was late, it would be picked off. So he just took it and ran with it. You can see Ashton, it was open, and he didn't really have a pocket to step up and throw the football anyways, and he just makes plays with his feet and gets it done.
So Jack has 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown tonight. His total now up to 21 total touchdowns. Not too shabby for the senior.
Yeah, when you have a guy who can make plays with his feet, it's hard to defend as a defense, right? You can have everything covered perfectly, and then he does that to you.
I mean, you're talking about 21 all-purpose touchdowns between passing and rushing, and only 3 interceptions.
Yeah, he makes great decisions with the football. I mean, you could tell he's a coach's son. I mean, he doesn't force anything. He takes what the defense gives him. He's patient. He makes he catches the defense in hard counts to see who's coming and who's not. I mean, he's college level ready right now, in my opinion, and he's just got great touch, and he can make all the throws, and he's great on his feet. So
70% completion percentage as well here. Are we going to see a kneel with 24 seconds to go? We will. So Ramona is electing to take us to the half.
I think they're missing 1 there.
They are missing a 1 on the scoreboard. It says 21-20. It should be 21. There they go. They add the tick. They were just trying to mess with us here as we get to the half.
Keep us honest, right? I was going to say, if Trey Coleman missed an extra point, I think I would have.
Yeah, we would have realized.
Yeah.
I think you would have heard a gasp from the crowd.
To me, it's so automatic that I don't
right.
even
We didn't
really
even have to really pay attention.
Yeah.
21-21. First 24 minutes in the books. Del Norte searching for their first ever win against the Ramona Bulldogs, but the Bulldogs have come with a bit of a bite, and they'll receive the second half kickoff. When we return, Drew and I are going to take our halftime break, maybe find some bug spray and some itch cream, and we'll regroup here in about 12 minutes to get you ready for half number 2 on the penultimate regular season game. It's Ramona and Del Norte, and you're watching it live on Nest TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the field your Ramona Sound Team.
Back here at halftime, Jonathan Rifkin with you. Due to the preseason technical difficulties, or pregame technical difficulties, we didn't have an opportunity to share our pregame show. And because it's a tie ball game, it's still relevant. So without further ado, this is what Drew and I talked about prior to tonight's football game. All roads lead to Ramona as we welcome you to week number 8 of the high school football season. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin, delighted to be with you here on Nest TV. Del Norte and the Bulldogs, a team that the Nighthawks have never beaten. 0-2 all time. The last 2 times these two teams matched up, 2016, 2017. The Bulldogs, it wasn't even close. They ran away with both those games. Feels like Del Norte is more primed here, Drew, to maybe flip the script a little bit, finally get a win. But from what we saw last night, a lot of empty offensive possessions. What are some keys here for this offense to try and get back into it a little bit?
Yeah, you said it. You know, they pulled the win out in Mount Carmel last week. So this week, you know, you just mentioned they came out with empty possessions. It's just consistently going out there each and every drive, getting positive plays, staying ahead of the chains, staying out of 3rd and long, and making sure that these running backs get the touches they get and spreading the ball across that offense and ultimately getting to the end zone.
We have seen a bunch of different receivers utilized this season so far for Del Norte. Jack Schneider, a maestro out utilizing the talent around him, even though sometimes he doesn't have a lot of time. We saw against Fallbrook some guys getting their first ever receptions. Last week it was the Ty Olson show. What do you expect here tonight?
Yeah, you know, I think Del Norte will mix up this offense. You know, speaking to the coaching staff before the game, they don't quite know whether they're going to run the ball a lot or they're going to throw it. I think we're going to see a little bit of both, and I think Ramona is obviously knows who Ty Olson is. They're going to have somebody on him, man, and somebody over the top. So I think this is going to be a great opportunity for guys like Ashton Tomlinson and Tyler Becker to get some touches tonight in a soft zone defense for Ramona. So we'll see what happens tonight here in Ramona.
Yeah, Tyler Becker and Ashton Tomlinson both having career seasons. Becker in the end zone 3 times. Ashton Tomlinson, he's eclipsed that 320-yard mark this season, which is doubled what he had last year. I remember that San Pasqual game was really where he made his mark a season ago. This year, though, he's been a consistent receiving option for Jack Schneider. Let's flip it to the defense. This is a defense that held Mount Carmel last week to only 10 points. The week before, Fallbrook to 6 points. Do you expect them to continue the consistency here tonight?
I think they will, and I think Coach Barnett can expects that coming forward tonight, and Coach Schneider does too. So, you know, so this Ramona team likes to run the football. They obviously lost one of their big playmakers last week. So this week, you know, you're going to see a lot of touches for number 33, Adrian Enriquez. So look for Del Norte to crowd the line of scrimmage, probably have about 5 or 6 guys with their hand in the dirt, and they're going to play man defense probably on the outside, and it'll be a dogfight tonight getting this guy on the ground.
Well, they are playing the Bulldogs, and if you see the Bulldog uniform, it says DAWG because they're the Dogs. You mentioned Adrian Enriquez. He has 13 rushing touchdowns, over 1,000 rushing yards, over 100 carries this season. They lost Jamil Kassab. That is a big loss. The do-it-all wide receiver defensive back. He had 7 touchdowns on the season, and somebody who they were really priming to play at the next level. So losing him is a big deal for Ramona. How do you, as a team, reform your identity after you've been game planning to have that guy on the field game in and game out?
That's a great question. You know, if you're Ramona, you got to look yourselves in the mirror right now, and the senior leadership has to step up. You know, it can't just be 1 to 2 to 3 guys on the team. It has to be a group effort to make up for a talent like that that's now missing on the field. So if you're Ramona, just stay focused. rally the troops, look yourself in the mirror, pull up your bootstraps, and get ready to face a really dynamic Del Norte offense.
It's going to be a really fun evening. So happy you can join us. Drew, Jonathan, our entire Nest crew is on hand here in the beautiful northeastern part of San Diego. The fight for the top spot in the Palomar League continues. It's Del Norte and Ramona on the other side. You're watching it right here on Nest TV.
Olsen with a head of steam, powering through, splits past the tackle. Olsen down inside the 10. Can he beat the last man? Yes, he can.
You know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, you know I've been on a what? Mission. Go. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the brakes and a pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I don't ever bother with a critic.
Now's gonna keep it. Schneider inside the 5, trying to leap through 2, is pushed out of bounds inside the 5 at the 3.
Time to wait though. Elon Musk, I'm trying to bankroll. New Tesla just cause I say so.
The
Electric
kick
whip like
is
Ivan
up,
Venko.
and it is good.
W's only, you know.
Final score, Del Norte knocking off Mount Carmel 20-10. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
Fans, we have a great game lining up for us tonight. 21 all halftime. Bulldogs deferred in the second half, and as such, they'll be receiving the opening kickoff on the third quarter.
All right, halftime is over, and we are ready to roll. Welcome back to Ramona High School. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin, happy to be with you. 21 to 21. That muscle milk that we were gifted is now hitting. Ready to go bulk up a little bit. Del Norte will kick this one away, tied at 21. 24 minutes to go. Trey Coleman just dotting the end zone. Actually, this one, it did touch the back of the end zone.
Yeah, 109. And that, that 109.
It's a little underwhelming, I got to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not 109. I'm talking from the goal line.
I know, right.
Yeah. I think
it was 9 yards deep.
9 yards deep.
Yeah.
And I think about Antonio Cromartie against the Minnesota Vikings catching the ball in the back of the end zone on a long field goal, longest touchdown return in NFL history. And he made a great play there. But
so are you saying that you would advise the Bulldogs returners to maybe think about it?
No, I don't think so.
All right, so the sophomore quarterback, Atticus Enriquez, back out there. He's in the single back. His brother, Adrian, gets the handoff, and he slides off one tackle using the edges. A shoestring tackle brings him down across the 35. It's a gain of 15 on the run, and Ramona continues to move those sticks.
That was nothing special there. They didn't do any trickery, no pulling. They just handed the ball off to Adrian Enriquez, bounced off a tackle or two, and got some positive yardage. Credit to Ramona on that one.
Atticus has done a great job in continuity with his brother Adrian. They're going to line up in the same formation, 2 receivers to the left. Another handoff, Adrian. Up the A-gap he goes, and now he's moving out to the left and finally gets stopped out near the 40.
Adrian Gonzalez on the tackle, number 10.
Yeah, good to see him getting on the action.
Yeah, he's been having a great night tonight. He's been in the backfield. He's been making plays. Right now it's 2nd and 5, and first couple plays they came out hot. Del Norte's got to put their foot down here and slow up this run game.
It's going to be a delayed handoff here to Enriquez.
Yeah, that was that double pull again from the left side over to the wide side of the field. See 2 guard tackle pulling. It's that pin and pull I'm talking about. You pin the backside, you pull up to guys on the front side. And you got positive yardage there for Adrian Gonzalez. He's a tough runner.
He just doesn't stop.
Yeah, his feet are churning. You know who he reminds me of? The guy who he reminds me of is
Christopher Guzman, Anthony Matar, Ryan Remigio.
I'm about to give him a pretty nice compliment. I'm going to say Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he's got his feet churning. He's following his blockers. He's tough to bring down. Look for Ramona to feed him the rock more this half.
So back in that full backfield, it's going to be a keeper for Atticus. And Enriquez will get a yard, maybe 2, before being wrapped up by Del Norte and Esteban Limon, his 38th tackle of the season.
Limon's been a force here for Del Norte. He had a big hit earlier in the night. He's going to set the tone for this Del Norte defense. And look, they've just come out in this half and run the football. And if you're Del Norte, you got to look yourselves in the eye and say, enough's enough, right? So, stouting up on defense. They're going to crowd the line of scrimmage. They're going to play man on outside. And Ramona's probably going to take advantage of that. I wouldn't be surprised to see them throw the ball a little bit here.
This time, Enriquez flushed out left, lets one fly, and it's caught.
He's out of bounds.
Kyle Penton, they're calling it complete. Wow, Kyle Penton with an amazing catch, getting his feet in bounds and reeling it in.
I can assure that. Wow, okay.
That's a gain of 6 on the play.
This was the play before. This is the run by Atticus. That was not a catch. I'm not wearing black and white stripes tonight, but I can assure you.
I'm Actually, I can't believe I'm disagreeing with you, but I thought he had both feet in and he maintained control of the
well,
football.
maybe because he had 1 foot in bounds. Maybe that's
in
what they're
high
saying.
school. That's
Yeah.
all you need.
Okay.
I thought he even got 2, but
no, he it looked like he had 1 foot on the sideline when he was catching it. But
you know what though?
My eyes could
it's
be
it's
deceiving.
3rd and 3. Isn't that amazing, nonetheless?
It is.
Here's Atticus now rolling out right under pressure. Throw just a tad out over his the outstretched arms of Day, his receiver. It's 4th and 3, and Del Norte with a good defensive stand here to open up the second half. We'll see how aggressive Ramona wants to be in a tie ball game.
Yeah, that's usually how Ramona throws the football. They get Atticus rolling out outside the pocket, right, because he's a little bit shorter. Their linemen are pretty tall. They had a tight end or a receiver running like a post corner route, and he just didn't throw it on time. And if he was a little bit sooner with that throw, he would have had a better chance. But I think he debated on throwing it or not and just threw it late and gave Del Norte time to recover and knock the ball out.
So a bit of an aggression act right here, an act of aggression, if you'll call it, for Coach Baldwin. He's going to go for it here.
I'm not surprised, to be honest. They've had a lot of success running the football.
Enriquez flushed out, and he gets sacked on the play. Adrian Gonzalez again, and it's a turnover on downs.
That's a great job by Del Norte's defense. They were trying to sneak Kyle Perchinot out in the flat. That was the first read, and they had that covered like white on rice, Jonathan. He had blanket coverage out in the flat, and when that read wasn't there, the rest of the play just broke down. Credit the Del Norte defense getting pressure on Atticus Enriquez.
And the offensive lineman, Nick DiPietro, who is a really good piece on that left side to protect Atticus, got absolutely tossed aside like he was a feather by Adrian Gonzalez en route to that big sack number 7 on his season.
Yeah, just a great job by the defense there. Let's see what the Nighthawks can do on offense with their first possession here in the second half.
Yeah, so they come through defensively. It's now up to the offense. Jack Schneider has found the end zone 3 times, 2 by way of the pass, 1 by way of a keeper into a touchdown run. Here he is now, looking to the right. Getting out of trouble, finds Tyler Becker. That's Becker's first reception of the evening. It goes for 9 yards. There's a holding penalty, though, that will negate the play and bring this one back to 1st and long.
Yeah, the penalties will kill you. This is just the same theme of how they started the first drive in the first quarter. Right? I mean, the penalties.
Penalty marker on the field.
So the penalty, after some deliberation, will bring this. Actually, it's interesting. He called the holding. They didn't pick up the flag, and now there's a conference being had here with the officials. And Del Norte moved back. There it is. They're finally going to move this ball back to the 40-yard line, so that'll set him up for a 1st and 20.
It was a great job by Schneider extending the play. I mean, Ramona had it pretty well covered, but it's really hard to cover for 7 seconds.
By the way, so the San Marcos game has implications on this game. San Marcos is up 17-0 at the half over Rancho Bernardo, as that will be a gain of maybe 5, maybe 6 for Del Norte's offense.
Yeah, they were a little bit late on the blitz there, and Jack Schneider took advantage of it. Great job by Del Norte protecting up front and found Tyler Becker in the soft spot of that defense.
Second reception for Becker. Kyle Patnod on the tackle. So San Marcos, if they go on to win tonight, they're up 17-0 at the half against Rancho Bernardo. They'll remain undefeated in conference. Del Norte has a date with them next Thursday on TV. And they would like to be undefeated as well, because that would be for all the marbles here in the Palomar League. Schneider with time. Tomlinson bobbled and dropped it. Looked like he had that ball in his catching radius, and a really bad collision there at the end of it as well. In coverage was Jacob Rahr, and Tomlinson a bit slow to get up. I would assume that's just out of frustration for being unable to reel that ball in.
Yeah, you know, they've been running that route a lot tonight, and they've had a lot of success, and Ashton has had a great game tonight, and he's caught a lot of passes. So I know he would love to have that back. He's a competitor, great kid. His parents are great people too, but I know he'd want that one back.
Last year he dropped a few passes, turned out he needed contacts. Maybe forgot to put him in here tonight. 3rd and 14. He did have 3 catches in the first half. We'll see if Jack has some time. He does. Far side, looping to Olsen, and incomplete. The pressure was coming. Felt like Schneider may have had enough time to get it there, and he did, but just out of the reach of Ty Olsen.
Yeah, a little bit of a touch throw here.
Trey Coleman in punt formation.
Just out of his grasp.
Yeah,
I mean,
Ty was a little late on the jump there, too.
I think that was just a little high, but they just couldn't connect there. But a little bit of a missed opportunity. But they're going to have more opportunities here in the second half in this tie game.
Something's going on here with the clock. Oh, it was the students. Something's going on with the student section. The official stopping the game. I think they were playing some sort of music that was disrupting the action. Okay, so here comes Trey Coleman for the punt. Jacob Brower back to return. He's at the 15.
Great snap.
Really good punt. Rar with Remigio in his wheelhouse will make the catch at the 19-yard line. 35-yard punt for Trey Coleman, and that'll set this offense in Ramona back at the 19, 21-21. So a turnover on downs and a 3-and-out for the Nighthawks. Back to square one with 7:52 to go here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, not quite the start that we saw in the first quarter, right, with all those fireworks. So maybe these teams are starting to settle down a little bit, figure each other out. But, you know, really that last drive for Del Norte, that penalty, I mean, on first down, I mean, you just can't have these penalties. And you know, at any level, it's really hard to overcome penalties, especially on the offensive side of the football. So it's a rare thing to see. I'm kind of shocked to see all these penalties on the offense, but they're still having a pretty good night tonight with 21 points.
Enriquez, the sophomore, to Enriquez, the senior. Into the middle he goes and gets to the 24-yard line from the 19, a gain of 5, and sets up a 2nd and 5. So again, just nominal gains here, but productive ones for Ramona. But we haven't seen any big play action like we saw in that first quarter with the catch by Pentanod or the run.
Right. I mean, I think this is the type of game that Ramona wants to have. I mean, they want to be running the ball most of the time. They want to be handing the ball off to Enriquez and Pentanod.
I formation, handoff. Atticus to Adrian, and Adrian gets 2 out of it. It'll be 3rd and 2.5.
Was that to Adrian, or was that to
the fullback? No, I believe that was Adrian.
Oh, okay. But this is the type of game that Ramona wants to play. I mean, they're a run-first offense, and yes, they definitely stretched the ball out in the first half and made some plays, and they came out hot. But I think they want to wear down this Del Norte team, have long drives, take the clock off the board, and win this game.
So they're going to call it 3rd and 2.5, which means it's 3rd and 3. And this is a handoff to Pentanod, and he got just past the line to gain before being greeted by a flock of Nighthawks. That will be a Ramona Bulldog first down.
That was a great tackle by Del Norte. I mean, that's the type of tone-setting hits that this team needs to have on the defensive side of the football. Because Ramona right now, their mindset is, let's put our hand in the dirt. Let's out-physical these guys, right? Let's have bigger, better physicality and run the ball and go win this game. I mean, I think that's what the conversation that they had at halftime.
So a fresh set of downs here from the 30. 1st and 10. We're halfway through quarter number 3. This is a pitch out to Pentanod to the right, and he'll lose yardage on the play. A couple of Nighthawks got into the backfield. I believe that was led by Jack Christensen and Caden Barnett.
Yeah, see, on that play right there, Ramona put everyone on the left side of the line, right? And you saw maybe 1 or 2 guys on the right side, and it was to the short side of the field. And they wanted Del Norte to think that the ball was going to the wide side of the field, and they just pitched it backside, and they were home, made the play. Great job by the defense, just being disciplined on that.
So now there's some deliberation here with the chain gang. They should just have a conference room on the field with how these officials have had to communicate with each other and the length of time it's taken. So 2nd and 10 here for the offense. Shotgun for Enriquez. Play action. Near side screen pass to Preston Conklin is caught. And he'll turn those legs upfield but only get 1 yard. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Khalid Ferris sniffed that out. I mean, that's just a great job by Del Norte, forcing that play where Ramona wants to go north and south, right? It's a quick hit play. You catch the ball, you get north and south. And that was great by Del Norte to force them to keep going east and west, and Khalid Ferris was there to clean it up.
3rd and 10. They're actually giving him no gain on the play. And you got to assume that Ramona will be forced to throw the football here. And if you're Del Norte, don't fall for those fakes. Looks like they're going to bring some pressure. No, they rush 4. Now a late rush by Farah. Screen pass, incomplete. Kyle Pentanod, the intended receiver. It'll be 4th and 10, and the defense holds.
Yeah, great job by Del Norte again. I mean, they're being disciplined on the defensive side of the football. They ran crossing routes underneath to try to get the Del Norte defense to be distracted from what they were really trying to do was run that screenplay, and they just couldn't get the ball into Kyle Pentanod's hands there. So good job by Del Norte, just staying disciplined all series there and forcing a punt.
There's 10 guys on the field for the offense. Everybody yelling.
Yeah, well, the punt team is not a time where you want 10 guys on the field.
Caleb Patterson, we need you out here to help block. Christensen back to return. He's at the 40. Oh. This ball is blocked out. Khalid Farah. It is taken by Barnett. He's going to drag some bodies, but he's taken out of bounds short, and a late flag comes in. What a block. Oh, man. And Caden Barnett, right place, right time. It's going to be at the 2, maybe the 1. Khalid Farah with his first block of the season.
Yeah, that's just a great individual effort by Khalid Farah. I mean, he went up the middle. And, you know, going back to special teams here, their operation time is really slow. So they took advantage of that. And you can just see Khalid. He just lines up, right? And they've already punted a few times. And he knifes his way through that wall, blocks the punt. Great job. And it lands right in Barnett's hands. And it's just a great, great play. I mean, good things happen when punts are blocked for the team that's blocking the punt, right? So this is a huge play on special teams.
It's going to be 1st and goal from the 1 after that. Shows just how key special teams defense can be.
Right. That's just a great individual effort to just dip his shoulder and drive and go block that punt. That's just awesome to see.
So this will bring in Ryan Remigio, the running back, behind Jack Schneider, who's under center right now. And Schneider's going to keep it, push forward, and he's in. Touchdown, Nighthawks.
I think that's his 3rd rushing touchdown tonight, isn't it?
His 2nd rushing touchdown tonight. 2 passing, 2 rushing. Jack Schneider doing it all.
Yeah, the special teams just set up that touchdown. I mean, just a great job by Del Norte recognizing that, hey, that operation time is not the fastest, right? We can challenge them on the punt, block the punt, score the next play.
12-yard rushing touchdown, 1-yard rushing touchdown, a 31-yard receiving touchdown PAT is good to Alec Waters, and the 90-yard touchdown to Ty Olsen.
Right, okay.
Are all 4 touchdowns. 28-21, Del Norte leads. 3:58 to go. You might be a clairvoyant, though, because there's still plenty of game left.
That's
so
right.
we could maybe rewind the tape to when you said that and fast forward to if he gets in again.
That's true. We can always edit this. So if you're watching this live, good for you. But if you're not,
no, we don't do that.
No, to be right. To be honest, he's been running the ball so much and scrambling around. So I for positive rush plays.
Right, extending plays.
Yeah, so I've been just thinking that he's rushed for 3.
So 4 total tonight for Jack. He has 6 total rushing touchdowns on the season. He has 7 total passing touchdowns on the season. He was the Offensive Player of the Week in the first week of the season, according to the Union Tribune, and he is making his case as one of the best quarterbacks in North County for sure. Trey Coleman lobs one to a touchback. Right, in high school you can't return it anyways.
Right.
Which is something I forgot about when I was dreaming of seeing a 109-yard touchdown.
No, I should have told you that.
I knew it too. It just, we get lost.
Sounds good. It sounds good.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, let those guys return it,
We're dreamers.
That's right.
First and 10 from the 20 for the Bulldogs.
All right, well, now there's a little bit of pressure on Ramona here. I mean, I know it's a 1-score game, but, let's see how they respond. I mean, if they force them to a 3-and-out or an empty drive here and Del Norte again scores again, this is going to be a long night for Ramona in the second half.
Yeah, Ramona really went back to sort of their fundamental offense last drive, and Del Norte was able to sniff him out. Quick pitch, far side, throw, incomplete. Jack Christensen in coverage, and they're going to call pass interference. It was intended for Dylan Day. There is no uncatchable pass rule in high school football. There must have been enough there for the flag to be thrown.
You know, it's harder to see.
Maybe he didn't turn back and make the play on the ball.
Yeah, he might have grabbed him a little bit. It's hard to see from all the way over here, but when you look at the replay, you know, the ref might have saw him touch his chest and his arm, and he didn't get his head around, and I don't know. Yeah, he was pushing him a little bit and got his hand in there.
Yeah, and he also didn't turn around to make the play on the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he's just being physical. I like it, but you can only be physical within the first 5 yards. You got to let him run a little bit. So that's tough. I don't like the call, but I'm not in stripes.
Continuing to establish that fact here today. 1st and 10 from the 40, single back formation. Atticus looking to throw, dumps it down on the near side. That's Preston Conklin, his second reception, and he gets across the 45 for a first down before being taken down by Del Norte's George Summers.
You know, John, the last drive we saw, Ramona came out and ran the ball 5 or 6 times in a row. This has been 2 straight pass plays. You got to credit the head coach of Ramona, Damon Baldwin, because he's not sitting back and just saying, okay, we're just going to run the ball here and get a few yards every play. He's being aggressive on offense and trying to keep his team in the game.
Coach Baldwin was an offensive line coach at San Diego State in the late 90s into the early 2000s. Quick handoff to Pettenod. Gets tripped up. It's a gain of 3, and it was Anakin Alfano on the tackle.
Anakin Alfano. He had a shoestring tackle there. That was huge because if he didn't make that tackle, I think that would have been a lot bigger gain than just a few yards there, John.
So after the gain of 3, it's 2nd and 7. I don't know what all the giggling is going on around us here with our production crew, but maybe they can let us broadcasters in on the joke. Our director, Daniel's telling me to be quiet, but remember, he puts us on camera when we're being shelled by wasps and whatnot, so I'm allowed to call him out here. Here's Enriquez out wide again. It's Conklin, and this time a quick tackle by Jack Christensen will stop him short. It's going to be 3rd and about 2.
Yeah, that's that play action and rolling him out to the wide side of the field. And they just snuck out a tight end, I believe. They actually had a few options for him underneath. And, you know, they actually, a little pivot route. He runs like he's running across the field, puts his foot in the ground, redirects, goes out into the flat. Great play, really well executed, great timing. And good job by number 9 by selling that crossing route, putting the brakes on, and doing that reverse pivot and getting open.
Conklin came into the game with 1 reception. He has 3 now, 2 of which have come on this drive. 3rd and 2 for the offense. Single back formation. Adrian Enriquez, the running back. It's a handoff. Enriquez up the middle. He got it. And some spare change. It'll be a first down for the Bulldogs. Oh, no, it's Kyle Patnod. My mistake on that. Actually, they've been using Patnod in the backfield during this drive. I haven't seen Enriquez even out there.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing, too. I'm trying to find him on the sideline, maybe.
Patnod got the bulk of the carries in the backfield to end the first half as well. I'm wondering if the reason they're throwing the football right now is because I don't see him on the sideline. We don't want to speculate, of course, without any information definitively, but number 33 is not in the game right now, and he's being elusive on the sideline as well. So Patnod in the backfield is the single back. It's 1st and 10 from the 42, 1:12 to go here in the 3rd. Enriquez looking for the marbles downfield. That is a gorgeous pass breakup. This time Jack Christensen does not get the flag.
Yeah, that was also a great throw by Atticus, but even better defense there by Jack Christensen. It's just a great job not getting a penalty, right? I mean, he was patient, he was disciplined, he was ready for it, didn't fall for the play action.
His 6th pass breakup of the season. That is team high. And good job by the line, though, holding that spot there for the quarterback. Beautiful defense.
Yeah, that was a great job. He just stayed with his assignment. They're going to play man defense on the back end. You can't get burned.
Really quickly, the 8 and the 9 really mess with me with these uniforms because they're black.
Yeah.
That was Jake Ward, number 8, not Jack Christensen, number 9 on the coverage.
Okay.
Still nothing to take away here from Jake. Great defense. 2nd and 10 from the 42, 65 seconds to go. Enriquez out left, looking, searching, strike, caught. Day at the 30. Along the sideline, friendly fire gets him out of bounds, but not before a huge gain on the play. It's a 22-yard gain for Ramona. And on the way, Dylan Day took out one of his players.
Yeah, don't you feel that they're just getting confidence right now? I mean, I think they're throwing the ball more than they have all season. I mean, you know, they're playing aggressive tonight. They're getting him out in space. They're rolling him both ways to his left and his right. It's just great individual efforts by both guys. I mean, the quarterback making a great throw, and number 3.
Yes, that's a quarterback by trade, by the way. He's been converted to wide receiver, and he is now the most consistent target here for Atticus Enriquez. 1st and 10 from the 23. Play action. Oh, Enriquez gets swallowed up again. Adrian Gonzalez in the backfield, and Enriquez a bit shaken up.
Yeah, that was great defense. They had that covered all the way. And you can tell that Ramona wants to get their playmakers out in space, and they're rolling Atticus Enriquez to both sides of the football field, and that time it didn't pay off.
2nd and 16 after 2nd and 17 actually after a really good sack here. Another one for AG. Clock trickling under 20 seconds to go here. I think Ramona will try to get us to the 3rd quarter. They trailed 28-21. It was 21-21 coming out of the half. Del Norte benefited from a punt block turning into a return to the 1-yard line that allowed Jack Schneider to get into the end zone. And with 3 seconds left, the Bulldogs will allow this one to trickle down to zeros. 12 more minutes to play. Del Norte looking to extend its winning streak to 7. The Bulldogs looking to extend their winning streak against Del Norte to 3 straight wins going back to 2016. This has been quite a tale of 2 halves, though. It felt like Del Norte really was in control there in the 3rd quarter, but they didn't really get the football a lot. When they did get the football, it was at the 1-yard line.
Right. It's been the time of possession has really been heavy for Ramona, right? And they've done well with the football, and they've ran the ball, they've thrown the ball well, they've moved the ball, but they've had a lot of activity, but not a lot of progress because they didn't score any points this quarter. So if you're Ramona, you got to be confident going into this last quarter. You got to stay composed. It's a 1-possession game. Just stick to the game plan, ground and pound, and do some play action. Continue to do what you're doing. And if you're Del Norte, on defense, you got to make a stop here and get the ball back, because if you don't want to let them score, right, and then having to go back and forth and for score.
This is Drew Ferris's 3rd and unfortunately his final game of the season being with us here on Nest, because next week we will be on your view. I'll be on the call with the great Jack Cronin. Really quickly, look right there. And tell those people what you've experienced these last 3 weeks getting this gig.
Oh, it's awesome. I think I found my new passion. I mean, I love doing this and being involved in the game and getting to know these players and getting to know the game even better. And it's just really fun for me to do this. I've had a blast.
We've had a blast working with you. Enriquez on 2nd and 17. He'll go down again. A pair of Nighthawks in on the sack. It's going to be Anakin Alfano and Esteban Limon.
Yeah, great job by the Del Norte defense. I mean, they're stepping up right now as Ramona's cooking and getting hot, getting into wanting to get in the red zone. Del Norte stepping up and making a play on defense and forcing them into a really 3rd and long situation. And if you're Ramona, I think this is 2-down territory, because your offense, although they've had success tonight, they're not in the red zone all that often, and there's only 1 more quarter. So I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a 3rd down play that was more designed for a 2-down type of situation.
3rd and 20. Pentenod, the running back. Enriquez rolling out right, gets a block. It's being shed real quick, has no space. Good pressure by Alfano. And right now, with no Adrian Enriquez in the game, and remember, Jamil Kassab, the fantastic 2-way star for Ramona, had a season-ending injury last week, so they have been without him as well. This Ramona offense is really struggling to move this football down the field. 4th and 20 for the offense, and I don't see the punting unit coming out here.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I thought that 3rd down play, I thought they would have ran the ball and or done a screen play. They did basically a flush to the right, and Del Norte had it pretty well covered. So, they've had a punt block tonight. Maybe that's going on in the back of their mind here. And I think they're realizing that this type of field position is kind of rare. I think they're going to think about it.
Yeah, they're calling a timeout here. Coach Baldwin wants to chat with his team. 28-21. We're 93. Wow. We're 43 seconds into quarter number 4. Math has always been difficult. Let's get a quick score update for you here. That San Marcos game that does play an effect here into tonight's action. 17-0 San Marcos continues to lead that game towards the end of the third quarter. And remember, if Del Norte can pull out the win here tonight and San Marcos can pull out the win tonight, we'll have 2 undefeateds on Thursday night at Del Norte for senior night, vying for the Palomar League Championship. Ramona would still be in it if they can win tonight, but that would be contingent upon Del Norte then going on and beating San Marcos next week. So right now the web is a little bit clearer, but it could get a tad more convoluted depending on the result of this game.
Right. I mean, things will settle and shake out, and there's a saying in football, cream always rises to the top, right? So we'll see what happens after tonight.
28-21 out of the timeout. It's 4th and 20. Enriquez is going to have to throw, gets good protection. Up the middle into a trio of Nighthawks. Is it caught? No, incomplete. Jacob Rahr looked like he reeled it in. It was a beautiful throw. The entire stanchion here on the home side thought it was a touchdown, but that ball squirted out at the end, and it is a turnover on downs.
You know, he threw it into the triple coverage, but that ball hit that receiver, Jacob Rahr, in the chest here. Atticus, great job standing in the pocket, stepping up, making a throw. And as you see it come down, it's kind of pass interference, but
that's a good throw.
Yeah,
wow.
It's a great throw. I think Del Norte got away with a little bit of a pass interference on that, but I'm not wearing stripes tonight.
Charlie Bowers. I hope you're not wearing stripes anyways. Nathan Sally, Charlie Bowers, and Jake Warren were in coverage right there. Here comes Jack Schneider. They're looking to pass right out of the gate, and it is complete out across the 40 to the 45-yard line. A nice gain here for Tyler Becker, his 3rd reception tonight.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success with that intermediate pass game, and just credit the Del Norte coaching staff. They're putting their pedal to the metal right now. They know that they can't really run the ball very well, and so they're sticking to their strength. They're sticking to what the defense is giving them. Look for them to be a little more up-tempo here on offense. Look for Legadoo to call some dynamic plays and get this team in the end zone on this drive to put the nail in the coffin for the rest of the quarter.
And, of course, you want to try and milk that clock as much as you can by the end of this possession. 10:15 to go, 4th quarter. Defense showing blitz. Schneider gets some time. Lobs one to Olsen. He reels it in and stops on a dime, cuts up field, and he will roll in. Touchdown, Nighthawks. 53 yards to Ty Olsen.
And, you know, when I watch this offense work, I was watching Ty run his route, and I go, before he even got to the top of his post route, I just knew the ball was going to him. And great job, again, by Jack Schneider to lay that ball in there. And, again, the athleticism of Ty Olsen. He's just a lot faster. He's a lot stronger. He's quicker than everybody in that backfield. So great job by number 5 of getting it done. And 2 plays. Touchdown.
So he has a 90-yard touchdown reception as Coleman will boot through. Actually, well, he will eventually.
False start there.
Yeah,
John,
they wanted to impress the scouts more by setting him back on the PAT.
Sure,
I get it.
Sure. It's crazy. I could see just a little flinch of the leg there by one of the left guards. And
look at you, special teams maestro.
I know. Well, I'm still young enough where my eyes are still pretty good, so I could see a little bit of a flinch.
90-yard touchdown for Ty Olsen. 53-yard touchdown for Ty Olsen. So that right there is 143 yards.
Was it 90 in the beginning?
Yeah,
of the game?
it was at the 10-yard line.
Oh, I thought that was a 75-yard.
Oh, yeah,
73.
Let's just take 15-yard. No, he had the 73-yard last week. That was his long, and then he topped that with the 90-yard touchdown.
All these touchdowns and all these
yards.
It's
very hard to keep track.
Fair enough.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that he's so dynamic, and I just don't understand why Ramona is only putting one guy on him. I mean, it's like they're daring the Del Norte offense to throw the ball to him, and they're getting burned. They've got burned twice tonight.
Right. So
it could have been 3 times in the.
They're selling out with pressure, and that leaves him in man-on-man coverage, and he's going to burn you every time.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of understand what Ramona's trying to do, but at the same time, you cannot leave Ty Olsen one-on-one with anybody on that side that field. Yeah, they play so far off of him that he just is like, all right, I'll just take the underneath and I'll change directions and get in the end zone. So, I credit a lot to obviously the players on the field, but this coaching staff, this offensive coaching staff for Del Norte, they're just calling a great game. There's a difference between calling plays and calling a game, okay? And Legadoo and that offensive coaching staff, they understand and they can evaluate what the defense is doing, and they can get Jack Schneider to see the same thing. So just a great job by Del Norte putting up this many points tonight on a night where they've had a ton of penalties, John, and, you know, they've kind of shot themselves in the foot a few times.
But that shows just how good they are, where they can offset some of the mistakes by playing some really clean football the rest of the way. 35-21, 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to run the football tonight. That's the surprising thing. We've seen this offense before run the ball with the three-headed monster that they have, and Matar, Guzman, and Remigio, and they haven't had a lot of success running the football. And they just said, okay, fine, you want to take the run away? We'll just throw it on you, right? And I spoke to Coach Schneider before the game, and he told me, he said, you know, we're either gonna run the ball a lot tonight, or we're gonna make them pay throwing the ball, and we don't know what we're gonna do yet. And that was literally a few hours before the game, so they figured it out here tonight. So kudos to them.
All right, so back on offense, the sophomore Atticus Enriquez, and nothing doing for Kyle Pentanode. He gets dropped for a loss of 5.
Adrian Gonzalez, he's so explosive, and Coach Schneider talked to him about him a lot, actually, before the Rancho Bernardo game, and said that he was coming back that week.
That was huge for this team. I mean, he is the anchor of an already very good defensive line.
Right, he's really explosive. Him and Khalid Farah, I think, are one of the two most explosive guys.
And Caden Barnett.
Barnett,
he leads the team in sacks.
And he made a great play on special teams tonight.
He did. He recovered the punt.
And Anthony Limon
Esteban
Limon, on the defensive line too is having a great night and great season.
Here's a quick pitch and catch. That was Gage Gwynn who was able to erupt for a gain of about 15. That will be a first down for Gwynn, getting his first reception of the evening and his first reception of the season.
They've had a lot of success tonight running that wide receiver screen. They scored a touchdown on it. I think a touchdown or a big play on it tonight, Ramona, in the first half. And they've run it a few times since then. Not as big of plays, as big of gains as the first time they ran it, but they've had some success tonight running that.
8:50 and counting, fourth quarter. Ramona needs to score 2 touchdowns with a little bit of magic in between. Enriquez, really rough-looking throw right there, intended for Dylan Day, goes incomplete, and the Nighthawks in coverage had Jake Warren, who will crawl to the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. Yeah, and the training staff is going to look at him.
I hope he's okay. But, you know, when you watch this Ramona offense, and after you just saw what Ty Olson's been doing tonight, it makes you appreciate Olson for Del Norte so much, because he's one or two plays you can score, and, you know, this offense is not quite the same.
Enriquez trying to get out of trouble, completes it. That's Preston Conklin getting out to the 38-yard line, a gain of 7, and will set them up for a 3rd and short.
Yeah, because this is also 2-down territory at this point of the game.
Oh, yeah, you got to score here.
Yeah, so which is the last drive they had 4th and long and 3rd and long, and I thought they were going to call some plays to shorten that up. But now you're in 3rd and short here, and you know it's 2-down territory, so you can do a lot of different things here. You don't have to get a first down on this play, knowing you're going to go for it on 4th.
3rd and 3, shotgun for Enriquez. Pentano to his left. Looking to throw, and he will just go down. He saw in his periphery Jeremiah Daines with a head of steam, and Enriquez said, you know what? Don't hit me. I'll do it myself. It's okay, sir. It's a loss of 7 on the play.
You know who I credit on that is the Del Norte coverage, because they were trying to run a crossing route or an underneath quick hit route they're going to punt it here. A quick hit route underneath, and they jammed him on the line of scrimmage, and they just, within the first 5 yards, and they slowed up the route, just completely disrupted the timing. Nobody was open underneath, and so he had to take a sack.
7:45 and counting. And on 4th and 10, we'll see a punt. It's blocked again. Khalid Farah with his second block. He'll recover the football, and he's into the end zone. I have never seen a special teams defensive performance like what we have seen from Khalid Farah tonight.
Just a great, again, individual effort. It's the same thing as the last time he blocked it. I mean, if you're Ramona, you got to shore that up. I mean, you got to step up. You got to block that guy. He just comes in, knifes his way through that back line of the punt team, blocks it, plays the bounce, returns it for a touchdown. He said, the last time Barnett recovered it and almost scored, he's like, let me do it myself this time.
I want all the glory. And that'll bring in Connor Miller for the PAT. Yeah. And they said, you know what, Connor, we gave Trey Coleman a further PAT. We want you to have the same courtesy. Let's set you back a little bit.
Yeah, another false start on the right side of that line. But, it's just more practice, I guess, for these kickers. But I just credit the Del Norte defense and special teams in the second half. I mean,
this has been the most complete second half we've seen.
Yeah. The first punt block was in the second half, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Just a great job by the Del Norte coaching staff. I give them a lot of credit because, tie game is senior night, second half, a lot of penalties in the first half. They came out here, performed great so far.
All right, so Connor Miller gets the courtesy. Ball spotted at the 8-yard line. And
Trey Coleman, extra point, up and good.
They called it Trey Coleman here in the stands, but it was Connor Miller, I promise. 42-21, Del Norte pouring it on. And by the way, they have eclipsed their biggest. Actually, they have not. They're 7 points away from tying the 49 points. This is the most points they put on in regulation this season. Of course, they had the 49-point effort in the quadruple overtime game against Rancho Bernardo at the beginning of the month.
Yeah, we had a couple cups of coffee, or wish we had a couple cups of coffee for that game, right, John?
I'm happy you didn't have any coffee because you were running on enough adrenaline as it was.
Right. I know. I mean, and that was my first ever game broadcasting, and I was like, man, what?
You're like, is every night like this? And then you come back to Fall Creek the next week and they win 30-something to 6.
Yeah.
35-6. Here's Trey Coleman. You want to guess what he's going to do?
Yeah, he should be asking to kick from the 30 or the 35, but I guess you can't do that in high school, but give him a challenge. Yeah, these bugs out here tonight, John, there's something else.
They're getting inside our camera equipment. I mean, man, I keep looking up because I know it's a terrible proposition to go up, look up there, and I mean, just every type of critter flying around here in Ramona. Oh, and it's
whoa.
Our producer Daniel has decided to claim one as a pet. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
there you go. Here's
camera.
an example of what we've been dealing with tonight. He's handling a lot better than I am. Get that out of here. Go release it back to the wild. We don't need that here. All right, handoff, and I think that actually is Adrian Enriquez back into the football game. No, so Dylan Day is back into quarterback. So Dylan Day was the consistent quarterback last year. Came in to back up Atticus this year. He's also played a lot of wide receiver. He's had 4 receptions here tonight. And now we're seeing the second team here for Ramona getting the reps. So basically the white flag being risen by Coach Baldwin.
Yeah, it's senior night. He wants to get these guys an opportunity to play.
It's actually teacher appreciation. They have Fallbrook at home next week, so that'll be senior night.
Oh, okay. For some reason,
I know they were announcing the seniors before the game.
Oh.
I think they do that all season as a moment of recognition. The crazy thing is, and this goes for Del Norte too, is that these seniors were the COVID freshmen. So this is like sort of it's a weird situation to be having come in as COVID freshmen. Now all of a sudden your high school career is basically over.
Is that why they have 34 seniors? No, is that just just coincidence?
That might be a coincidence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the COVID freshmen would have been affected.
Yeah,
in that regard.
Right now, Ramona just come out, get some positive plays, right?
3rd and 6.
See what you can put together.
Day looking to throw. He has quite an arm. Doesn't have a lot of space here. And incomplete. Jumping down in coverage for Del Norte was Jacob Francis. I see Jacob out there. Goalie on the JV soccer team last year.
Incomplete.
Getting in on the action here late in this ball game. 4th and 6, and Ramona will punt it away here with 6:07 to go.
Is Khalid Farah in the game? Because that's what I would be wondering if I was Ramona right now.
Could we see a trio of consecutive block punts? Here's the look at it.
I think he's out of the game right now.
I think that's probably for the best. Pass, by the way, was intended for Gage Gwynn. He got his first reception last drive. Ooh, slow snap. This time, though, the punt gets off, dropping at the 48. Trickling, Jack Christensen lets it drop and then gets touched at the 40. So Del Norte will have 60 yards to the end zone.
I wonder if we're going to see Locker in at QB. What do you think?
I would surmise that we probably will see Jake Locker.
I mean, Jack Schneider, he's had a phenomenal evening.
4 total touchdowns for Jack here tonight. Khalid Farah decided to.
I think he's sitting this one out. Maybe not. Maybe he's a senior. They want to let him play. I mean, either way, I get it.
I do love the aggressiveness, but there's something to be said if you're the team that you're playing puts in their backups, and yes, I believe we will see.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Jack wanted to go. You know, he
Coach literally pulled him back.
Yeah, he's pulling his chin strap off. He's like, ugh, because he huddled up with the huddle.
Yeah, he thought he could sneak out there.
Yeah.
Hey, as a receiver, here's a handoff to Christopher Guzman, who hasn't had a ton of opportunity tonight just because the run game hasn't been working for Del Norte. He got a yard out of it.
Yeah, you know, and again, when offenses are forced to become one-dimensional, it's usually a really bad thing, and they usually have a long night and they struggle. And this offense has just, you know, molded, and they've been resilient, and they've adapted to what the defense is doing. So great job by, again, the coaching staff and the players to adjust. Now let's see if they can get something dialed in on the running game. I know they got about 5.5 minutes left here in the game, so we'll see.
5:20 and counting. Defense blitzes. Locker unleashes. Hines receives. Fumbles the football, and it is recovered by the Bulldogs. Looked like he handed it off right there to Kyle Pennon.
Yeah, I think Oliver Hines, he caught it, and then he fumbles the ball, and it bounces right back up into the defender's hand.
Right into Pennon's hand. Oh, he dropped it.
Wait, no. The ball never hit the ground. That's an interception.
Good call right there.
Watch. Oliver Hines, he doesn't really grab it. He never had possession of it, and then it just goes into
I think that
Pentanon's hand.
Are you sure?
Yes. We can't really see it, but he's trying to catch the ball in his body, and it's fumbling around, and then it crosses his body, and it just goes right into the breadbasket. That's going to go down as an interception.
Here's Dylan Day throwing across his body. Pass is complete. What a play by Gage Gwynn with a Nighthawk riding his back. In coverage was George Summers.
Yeah, I think Oliver Hines, as he's trying to switch the ball to his outside hand, it just loses control, and it just an unfortunate bounce right into not even bounce, unfortunate play.
Hines was a consistent first-teamer for the first couple of weeks of the season. We have seen Alec Waters and Braxton Jones take the place of Hines as the first-teamer, sort of H-back pseudo tight end position. Day rolling out left. Passing complete.
He had Gage Gwynn open down the sideline. If he was just a little more patient there. Del Norte's defense all the defenders came up and took the guy in the flat, and he should have just touched that right over the top, but missed opportunity.
4.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 4, 42-21. Del Norte on their way to a program record extending 7th straight win. And barring a San Marcos epic collapse here against Rancho Bernardo, next week's game on Thursday night will be for the Palomar League title. San Marcos currently up 17-3 at the end of the third. Nobody home here for Dylan Day. It's incomplete. It's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I think the receiver just kind of stopped running on that route. But, you know, if you're Ramona, it's probably a really frustrating second half. I mean, obviously the special teams, the pump blocks weren't ideal, but this offense also just hasn't been able to punch anything in. And you had a really good start to the game. You had a lot of fireworks, big explosive plays, and then just nothing else happened in the second half. You had some activity, some forward plays, but ultimately just couldn't get any points.
And I think that's a testament to Del Norte's adjustments here in the second half, because in the first half, I mean, Ramona, they were leading. They were going toe-to-toe with Del Norte. And then here in the second half, it felt like the Nighthawks sort of elevated to a different level, and Ramona was unable to match it. Day on 3rd and 10. Evading pressure, flushed out right. He's going to keep it for a moment, and a trio of Nighthawks led by George Summers will knock him down here, and that'll be 4th and about 6.
Yeah, they're getting away with a false start. I mean, they've done it like 3 or 4 times tonight. The snap is delayed, and the receivers are running off the line, but I'm not wearing stripes, right? But, yeah, I mean, you said it. I mean, it's a testament to Del Norte's coaching staff and the resilience of this team. Just to, okay, you're down 7 or they get a big explosive, no worries. We're going to stay in our game plan, and we're not going to overreact. And they didn't let one bad play lead to another bad play, meaning on Del Norte's defense. So credit them for pitching this shutout here so far in the second half, and we'll see what Ramona here dials up.
So this is our final regular season Nest broadcast. And what a year. I mean, none of this would be possible without the amazing parents and sponsors and students and just the staff that we have. As Day is pointing towards the end zone on 4th and 7. Hit as he throws, and it's somehow complete at the 15-yard line. Pass is complete once again to Preston Conklin.
That was a prayer, and it was answered.
So I just want to continue here with my it really wouldn't be none of this is possible as we look at the replay here, and a really good play by Dylan Day to maybe a bit luckier, but you know, the replays that you're watching, the camera shots, and just the whole technical and production aspect of all of this, it's so fantastic, right, to be done in-house at a high school, and it couldn't have been done without the Del Norte Athletic Foundation and our amazing sponsors, and Kyle and Dave and Daniel, our director, and Josh, our co-producer and cameraman, and the amazing students that we have working with us, as Dave finds a receiver, but it is incomplete to Kirk Mitchell, the senior. It'll be 2nd and 10 with 3:26. And, of course, Blake Isaacson, who was on the call with me for the first couple of weeks, and you, Drew, and Jonah Malkin, who came down last week to call a game. And all of this is just it is amazing how it has come together the last few years, and it has really become the apple of Northern County, the eye of Northern County here at Del Norte High School. And you have schools calling and asking, oh, my God, when we come to places like this and people are asking about it. And, you know, I do a lot of play-by-play. I call games on ESPN, and I call games on local TV, and I call games on the radio. And, I mean, what they got going on here for Del Norte, and obviously it really is to represent the school and to give the best possible product to the fans and to the parents at home. It is truly unparalleled, and has been a true pleasure to work with week in and week out this season. Our student volunteers, Naia, Sophia, and Catherine tonight, as Day's able to find a receiver on the near side. That pass complete to a man without a name on the roster, but still nice to see Dylan Day. Actually, it is Gage Gwynn. Flag comes in. Just to tie a bow on all of this. Sorry, I know I'm going long,
you're
but
good, you're good.
You know, this is now my second full year doing this. I did a little bit back in the 2021 season, and it has been so much fun. I hope we get to do it forever and ever. And I have an immense appreciation for everybody who has been a part of this and has helped build this, and just excited to see how it continues to grow here with 3 minutes to go on our final regular season broadcast. A reminder, next Thursday will be on Your View. That is channel number 4 on Spectrum and Cox. You can also watch it online on watch.yourview.com. I will be on the call for that game. I'll be on play-by-play. The great Jack Cronin, the voice of USD football and USD men's basketball, and he and I do local TV together, and Kogo, he's the voice of Kogo and all this great stuff on ESPN. He and San Diego Loyal, of course, he will be on the call with me next Thursday. We'll do our best to shout out this great Nest TV crew as well. On 2nd and 14, passes incomplete to Preston Conklin. I'm done. That's my piece.
You know, to piggyback off what you're saying, you know, I've when I was playing high school football, we had nothing like this, and so this is really cool to be a part of. I'm honored to be a part of it. It's really fun for me. I've found a passion in broadcasting. I hope to be broadcasting for many games in the future, whether it's the high school level, maybe it's the college level, maybe it's
Pop Warner.
You see, I'm going up here, and Jonathan's having me go down there. No, but anyway, it's been, in all seriousness, it's been really fun for me. I've had a blast. My friends and family can watch me do this, and I got some friends and family tuned in right now listening to me. So shout out to you guys that are listening to me right now and tuning in. And thank you, Del Norte, for this opportunity.
Yeah, man, it's been awesome having you, Drew, and a great addition to the team and to all of our viewers all season long from really all around the world. We have dotted the map across this great country and this great world as Kyle Pentanot is into the end zone for a touchdown. 4th receiving touchdown of the season. Dylan Day gets him in, and it will be 42-27 prior to the PAT.
Yeah, you know, we're a couple pump blocks away that if they didn't happen, to a tie ball game.
We are. And you know what's crazy? So last night, Mission Hills was up 21-7 against El Camino, and it was about the same time. And I was telling Jack, I'm like, when you see as much high school football as we have seen crazy things happen. I don't know, man. I think maybe you bring Jack Schneider out for this drive and just try to make sure that nothing happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think so. I think you never really know.
42-28.
I think you're going to see a lot of handoffs here by Del Norte.
They did just change the Del Norte score. It says 27-26
oh, yeah.
on the board.
They wish it was.
It says 27-26. Now it says 28.
Well, I think there's a bulb that's out on the 26.
No, it should say 42 anyways.
Yeah, I know.
It says 28-26. Ramona's winning on the scoreboard.
Yeah, well, okay. Whatever they want to think, it's okay. No, but, Ramona getting that touchdown right there was just a, play action.
There we go.
Rolling out to the right. And you saw a lot of drop passes this drive, and they finally punched it in, which is really nice for them. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, Ramona's probably going to onside kick here. Or surprise. I mean, they got to do something on special teams to get the ball back here. Maybe a sky kick.
Yeah, Del Norte is setting up for that. You have Remigio out there. Hines, Christensen, Caden Barnett.
Yeah, they're crowded up.
They're all stacked here on that side, and then he goes the far side, and it's received by the Nighthawks.
Yeah, great job by the hands team. I mean, that's just a really good job by our guy that got called up from JV, number 31. I'm blanking on his name right now, and I feel so bad, and I'll apologize in advance. But, again, kicked the ball his way. It is great technique, kind of like a ground ball scoop.
He's playing shortstop right now.
Yeah, and he came up big in, I think, the Fallbrook game.
He did.
Yeah,
huge in
the
fall.
first varsity game.
Couple of stacks,
yeah.
Linebacker.
And on special teams, too. He had
So 1st and 10 from the 40, 42-28. And Ryan Remigio is in there.
Yeah, Schneider's back in the game.
And so is Ty Olson, Tyler Becker to his left. They're going to run the football, though, at least for the moment. Here's Remigio. And Remigio breaks loose for a moment out across the 35, down at the 32. Gain of 17 for Ryan Remigio, 2:20 to go.
Yeah, Jake Locker, he didn't make any mistakes on that last drive. So let's just
No.
Yeah,
This is all circumstance.
Yeah, this is all circumstance. I mean, I don't want to say that Locker's out of the game because of something he did. I think this is more of a security thing now that the game's within 2 scores.
Becker and Olsen stacked to the right. Schneider in the shotgun. Remigio, by his shoestrings, gets taken down after a gain of 3 on the play. Clock at 1:51 and counting now. So Del Norte, excuse me, I got one of those bugs in my throat. Go ahead while I try to get it out.
Yeah, just a little bit of life in the running game here. Not that they really needed it so much, but they're going to run the ball here probably another couple times and close this thing out and stay healthy for next week. But the way this team has been able to get this done tonight, just with the offensive pass game and special teams, I mean, and stepping up on defense in the second half, only allowing 7 points in the second half is pretty impressive. Hats off to Del Norte getting this win on the road in a tough place to play. I mean, it is
tough.
It is tough to play here. This is a good football team, Ramona. I mean,
and they're playing. I mean, they didn't have their star running back here in the second half. They don't have their star two-way player, Jamil Kassab, the entire game. And
right.
I mean, they put up a huge fight for the first 24-plus minutes. By the way, that bug in the throat saying that just became my reality. And I did not expect the extra protein boost tonight. So Anthony Matar made it a 2-yard run. It's 3rd and 8. Clock under 50 seconds to go here.
Yeah, I think they're going to take a knee.
There's no reason to do much else.
Do they add a timeouts?
Coach Baldwin does have a timeout. I don't think you're going to use it here, though. And that will do it. Maybe one more. Nope. Del Norte will cap it off 42-28. They move to 8-1 on the season. They're 4-0 in conference. Ramona drops to 4-4 on the season. They're 2-2 in conference. Ramona will host Fallbrook next Friday for their regular season finale and senior night. Del Norte on a Thursday will have San Marcos. Currently, San Marcos is up 24-3 with 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter against Rancho Bernardo. If San Marcos continues and pulls out that win, then we will have 2 4-0 teams in the Palomar League at Nighthawk Stadium on a Thursday night on television for the Palomar League title. All of the marbles just 6 days away, but Del Norte came out of that 21-21 tie at halftime and really flipped the script here in half number 2.
They really did, John. And, you know, the first half, actually not even the first half, from the beginning of the game, Del Norte struggled. I mean, they had the couple penalties on the first drive. Ramona came out hot. They had a couple explosive plays. They were down by 7, I think, at one point. They stayed composed. They bounced back. They couldn't run the ball well tonight, but you know what? They got it done in the air, and big shout-out to Jack Schneider tonight. He was the player of the game, in my opinion, and obviously Ty Olson had some great plays. And in the second half, you know, like we've been talking about all second half, I mean, Del Norte really stepped up. I mean, their defense only gave up 7 points in the second half. Special teams was huge tonight for Del Norte in the second half, especially getting a couple pump blocks and setting this offense up. So big shout out to Del Norte. It'll be a fun game to watch tomorrow, next week.
The Nighthawks will go and greet their fans that traveled in busloads here to the northeastern tip of San Diego County as we bring you a couple of highlights from tonight's game. This is Jack Schneider stepping up, finding some space, lobbing it. Alec Waters on the reception into the end zone, and that was his first receiving touchdown of the season.
Yeah, familiar name there, Alec Waters, but that was just a great job by keeping the play alive and playing until the whistle, you know.
Well, we had to say his name if we wanted to keep our jobs, of course, because our boss is his mother, the great Amanda Waters.
Oh, good. Show an extra point there.
Of course, that's a highlight.
Of course.
Here's Jack Schneider now, extending a play, realizing as he's directing traffic that there's no one to throw to, so he'll keep it himself into the end zone.
Yeah, just making smart decisions all night. That's what he was doing. He just wasn't forcing the ball anywhere that it didn't need to be, and he was making plays with his feet and through the air.
And Trey Coleman, again, with a great PAT. That's Del Norte up on a tie ball game. This is after the punt block and the return by Caden Barnett out of the timeout. Del Norte scores on the 1-yard quarterback keeper.
It's an easy one. It kind of reminds me of Jalen Hurts there.
The tush push.
The brotherly shove. But no, he didn't get shoved.
I guess we're showing all the PATs. Yeah. I have no problem with it.
These are some,
I know you want to see him.
To me.
And this is probably going to be the Ty Olson bomb. Yes, it is. Look at this throw and catch. Ty Olson stopping on a dime at the 20, cutting back upfield, and nobody's home as he is in for the touchdown.
Yeah, he was really great all night, and he really put a lot of pressure on the top half of that defense for Ramona.
And then Khalid Farah blocks the punt, scoops it up, and he strides in for the final touchdown here for Del Norte as we rejoin you inside what has really become, I don't know what it's called. Maybe it's like an insect aviary with what's been going on here. Hopefully nothing happens while we're live here. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkind. There's a decent shot right there. That's not even fully indicative.
Yeah, get up a little bit on the shot.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Look at those beautiful critters. I'm going to go home and watch A Bug's Life.
Alive and well.
They are a man down because one is sitting in my stomach right now. Come on, it doesn't get much better than this. We are going to miss this. And seriously, to everybody watching, we could not do this without you guys. I mean, we had hit our season high, our nest high really ever in the existence of this amazing production in the Rancho Bernardo game, and nobody's looked back, and we've continued to add on to the product. So thank you to everybody for tuning in. So, Drew, let's get the final thoughts here on this game.
Yeah, final thoughts on the game. I really was impressed by the way Del Norte bounced back. I was actually really surprised. They weren't really able to run the ball tonight, and they had a lot of penalties. And usually when that happens, you struggle. But it was the resiliency of this coaching staff and this quarterback-led team, Jack Schneider, to get this done. He was the player of the game, in my opinion. He was lights out. And, I'm really looking forward to seeing how they match up against San Marcos next week. But a lot of plays were made. And, again, we talk about Jack Snyder, we talk about Ty Olson, but another guy who made a lot of catches tonight was Ashton Tomlinson, and he was open down the middle of the field a lot too.
Tyler Becker came up pretty big in that fourth quarter too.
He did, and so they had a lot of catches. So, I was really impressed by this offense when one thing got shut down, they were able to expand on another. And so I'm really looking forward to watching this offense next week and seeing if they can clean up the penalties, run the football a little more, because we all know they can throw the football.
7 o'clock Thursday night. Watch.yourview.com. We'll be spreading that link out all over social media. You can watch it online. You can also tune in if you're in Southern California to Spectrum Channel 4 or Cox Channel 4. You can watch it on your television as well. I'll be joined by Jack Cronin for the call as San Marcos. They can pull out the victory tonight, and it looks like they're on the road against Rancho Bernardo. They'll be playing Del Norte for the Palomar League title. But that's going to do it for us here for the final time in the regular season here on Nest. For our entire crew, our amazing student helpers, for Josh, for Daniel. That's Josh. That's Daniel. Daniel's the one who keeps putting bugs all over me during the broadcast. Drew Ferris, our fearless leaders, Kyle Gilmore, Dave Wheeler. My name is Jonathan Rifkin, signing off for the final time here in the regular season on Nest. Could not have done it without all of you. Truly grateful, truly appreciative. Del Norte wins a massive victory here tonight, en route to their 7th straight victory. They are 8-1 on the season, 4-0 on the Palomar League season. We will see you on Thursday for a battle of the Palomar League title.
And I'm Drew Ferris.
And that's Drew Ferris. Enjoy the rest of your
Signing
Friday
off.
night.
Enjoy. I had to throw that in there for I'm Ron Burgundy.